Gross. 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 It's not even gonna stay. Ugh. Brother. Ugh. Gross. I guess. Maybe. Alright, let's see. I got TikTok and YouTube running at the same time. I think I'm more confident about TikTok than YouTube, but I will have them both at the same time. I think we're good. Alright, let me know. Across both platforms, can we hear and see me correctly? I'm going to the chat. Can we hear and see me good? Hey, what's going on, Kay? How you doing, baby? Oh, you over here on YouTube too? That's dope. Awesome. You can hear me? You can see me? Awesome. All right, let's get the show on the road. I should have done this a long time ago. Just go live on both at the same time. It's not that hard. It's not that, complex. It's kind of fun, actually. But yeah, what's going on, guys? How you doing? Bear with me. I've been enjoying my festivities, and by my festivities I mean my birthday. So it's my birth week. I'm still celebrating. I'm still getting gifts and all that crazy stuff. But it's time to spit some game. How we doing, guys? How we doing? What's up? What's good, brother? How you doing? Oh, okay. Everyone's popping up on YouTube more than TikTok. You guys prefer YouTube? Is that it? Everybody prefers YouTube because YouTube is better, and you can cuss and all that crazy stuff. But how we doing though? What's up? What's going on with us? Let's see. I gotta decide where to read all the comments from. I'm gonna just do both, obviously. Let's see. Jace, what's good, brother? Gonna tune in while I'm doing some meal prep. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I want to hear, actually. Get them preps going. Get the meals going. I like to do burritos most of the time. Just in time for me to stop me from doing something stupid. Really? What are you doing that is so not like me? Let me know. Happy birthday, G. Thank you. Happy birthday, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. Basically, spoke to my ex on Hinge. She seemed to be happy to talk to me. Spoke back and forth for 2 days, and then she said she was deleting the app. Ended up messaging her saying I'll call her on Saturday. Any particular reason why she said she was deleting the app? Also, I don't believe her. If anything, I think she's probably just blocking you. That might be it. Well, you. She's probably just blocking you. I don't know which it is. But what is the reason she's giving for wanting to get off the app? And why did you then feel the need to call her on Saturday? That's what I want to know. Let's see. What to do? She has a close guy friend who clearly likes her. I can use ultimatums because it's weak. Of course you can't. You cannot use ultimatums because they make you look weak. Guy friends are one of those things where you just have to explain to her that she's less in your eyes in terms of like you're not as impressed with her because she has a guy friend. Because guy friends, once you expose what they are to women, is just for validation. Oh, they're doing it to feel validated. They're doing it because they want to get an extra bit of free attention from someone. So you have to let her know that you know that and that you're not impressed by that. Like, really, this is what you do? You're like all these other girls out here that just want free attention. Just keep a weakling and a weasel in your corner just to make yourself feel better. When you explain it like that, that should do the trick naturally. Hey, Dante Nero's in the house. What's going on, Dante? What's going on, baby? What's up, Jace? Shout you out. I'm starting to do TikTok. Got to call you. All right, just shoot me a call, man. Whenever you're ready, let me know. I will usher you in the way I know best because this TikTok shit is fun. Let me know. I appreciate you for stopping by, though. Jace tells us, what did you do wrong and what you did wrong. Sorry, is what you wrote. How you doing, by the way? I don't know what you're talking about. What you did wrong and the other guy, right, in the story where you worked with the girl where you went to her house with her parents. In that story, what it was, damn, I'm losing you guys on YouTube. I'm just hold you guys like this. Is that cool? I'm hold you guys like this. In that story, by the way, I'm on YouTube as well. So, in that story, essentially I let my anxiety get the best of me. I allowed myself to fall into the trap of feeling emotional and letting that dictate my decision making. The other guy just was cooler. He didn't rush things. He didn't feel like he needed to um, hold her down or trap her down in some way. He did things the way I should have done them, which is cool, calm, collected. When she's told him he wasn't showing up, he didn't go, "Oh wait, what's going on? What are you doing? Oh, where with?" He just again, "Oh, okay, that's cool. I'll see you later." In fact, went out of his way to ignore her, which intrigued her the more, which made her want to chase him more. So that's pretty much it. I was a bitch and he wasn't. Uh, this lagging for anyone else? Lagging hard? Oh, hold on. Let me see. Am I lagging on here, guys, or no? Lagging here? Lagging here? Let me know. Am I lagging anywhere? I don't want to be laggy. I don't want to be laggy. Let's see. I'm lagging on TikTok? Alright, fair enough. But only TikTok, which is ironic. But, hold on. Let me see. Let me know if I'm still lagging on TikTok. But yeah, look at that little smile there. See you look nice when you smile. You should try to work on that into the rotation more often. Is that your line? It sucks. It sucks. I'm gonna tell you why it sucks. I'm not just gonna tell you it sucks. I'm gonna tell you why it sucks. It sucks because you're trying to get validation out of her. You're trying, why don't you smile more? Smile more. Oh, let me get something to smile. Like, no. That sucks. It sucks precisely because you sound like one of these where my hug at niggas. Don't do that. No. It's a terrible line. Terrible. You don't want to ever make a woman associate you with neediness in any way, shape, or form. It just makes you look bad every time. When you approach on the street, do you go directly for sex or date or make small talk first? Depends on the hotness of the girl. If she's super hot, she's used to everyone being direct. That's kind of what being a hot girl is like. So being direct doesn't work for them because every guy is trying to get that instant gratification from those really beautiful, really highly desirable women. So to deal with them, you got to be indirect. You got to come in like teasing, flirting, and then going from there. But now, don't do small talk though. I'm not saying small talk. Like you should always inject every conversation you have with women with some degree of sexual tension. That's what makes things interesting. That's what makes things fun and playful. So you should always be, making sure that you're hinting towards the possibility of sex to some degree. But you shouldn't indicate interest too soon, for sure. The moment you do, you relegate yourself in her mind as just another motherfucker trying to holler at her. You don't want to be that, all right? She messaged saying, "I'm out of office this weekend." Why does she sound like she's the president and she's leaving office? What does that mean, out of office? Like she's telling you to come pick her up after work or something like that? What's going on there? Stage 3 cancer, single mom of 2. Your son is stage 3 cancer and you're a single mom of 2. That's sad to hear. My son is currently being hospitalized right now. I was wondering if you couldn't shout him out and show him some love. His name is Molest. That's funny. I mean, it's funny because I have dark humor. For someone else that is a little too offended, that might not fly over too well. But a funny joke regardless. I caught it. So unfortunately for you. Anyway, and I don't know why I said I'll call her missing her IG. Interesting. Why did you say you would call her? You just said it for the sake of saying it? You just felt jumpy? Was it nervousness? Did the nerves get to you? Is that what happened? You felt like you needed to do something? You didn't do shit. The illusion of action. You fell for it. Also, that's why I'm messaging her on TikTok, because that's where I'm unblocked. But then I had the thought, how does this help me? Same thing I'm having. Like, how does that help you? Why are you texting her? Why are you going out of her way to reach her? Is my question. The hinge thing I told you, when was it, last week or was it earlier this week? I told you literally just tell her, listen, those hinge pictures you got, they're not doing you justice. You're a lot prettier than that in real life. Use this picture from this time that we were together. Use this picture from this time we were together. And the rest of it, get rid of them. Like, the idea was to just poke fun at her trying an online date. That was the whole point. You've gone out of your way now to try to gain a conversation out of it. That is not what I told you to do. That is completely unnecessary. And if anything, it just makes you look needy. All right, so don't worry about all that. Keep it pushing. Perfect. Second stage, no problem. All right, let me go back here. Am I still lagging over here, guys, or no? I'm stuck in the loop where he says, gross. That's funny. Am I good now, though, guys? Am I all good? Otherwise, working fine? Okay, good. Alright, I should be fine. This Michael B. Jordan on the set of Creed 5. We need $275 to resume filming. Well, I'm Michael B. Jordan. Don't you see? I'm on the set. I'm training right now. I'm on the set. What are you talking about? You stuck in the Tachi Genjutsu. Oh. You're stuck now. So live again. Restart the live. How you doing, Jace? Is everyone else stuck or no? Connection is like Drake trying to connect with. Damn. Drake trying to connect with his daughter is a wild thing to say. Let's see. YouTube. What's up, Jace? All right, I'm gonna restart the TikTok live because I don't know what's going on there. I guess I was cooked from the beginning, but it's fine. I'm gonna be back. TikTok. Give me a second. Bro said the connection is like Drake trying to connect with his daughter. That is crazy. Mexicans is doing the most right now. All right, fire the live on TikTok. We should be good. All right, back to YouTube. Let's see. How can I come in contact with you, bro? I need help with dating apps. Just link in my bio. Hit my link tree. It should be Linktree. I forget how to format the whole Linktree thing. It should be link.tree/Jace the Pickup Scientist, right? But yeah, either way, the link should be in my bio, in my description, in my description on YouTube, or just go to my TikTok channel. So my bio right there. Click on it. Go to the button that says schedule a call with me. You should see it. Schedule from there. Follow the instructions. Let's see. TikTok is lagging. You stuck there. Oh yeah, I already fixed that. Don't worry about it. He came here and made the same joke. Fuck you, Mexicans. Came here and made the same joke, you asshole. Let's see. With YouTube info, out of office is equals busy. Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, that's cool. She says she's busy, and then you still went out of your way to try to reach her again. Come on, dude. You know better than that. You know better than that. You know better than that. Should we have a conversational template for how we like to talk to women to seduce them? What do you mean by conversational template? Like some kind of a structural blueprint, if you will? Is that what you're talking about? Because I already have that. And yes, if you're asking if you should use those, I definitely recommend those. Also, for those of you on TikTok, I'm on YouTube as well. I'm going to just answer the questions here until you guys start asking me questions. Let's see. Oh, dang, you live on both? I am live on both. Yes, good timing with that question. Have you heard of the album called? Oh no, I've already read that one ahead. I'm not repeating that. What's going on with Mexicans today? Bro's a menace, bro. Jace, tell us what you did wrong. I already answered that question too. Actually, you were lagging over there, so you didn't hear my answer. I'm gonna answer it again. So with the guy that I lost, the girl I was working with, lost her ex-boyfriend, it really just came down to my nerves, right? It came down to allowing the anxiety to get a hold of me and allowing myself to make decisions from a place of emotion as opposed to just logic and rationale. I allowed the things that she did to get to me. And this is why I keep telling you guys about how women function in general. When a woman has more than one guy in her life, it is her biological natural response to shit test all the men involved until one prevails, until one emerges victorious and stands, the strongest, so to speak. This idea that women can be polygamous, no, they can't. Even their biology doesn't allow for them to do that, you know. So eventually they'll have to narrow down to one guy, and the way to do that is to, completely get rid of the others by shit testing, aggressive shit testing. And it just how happens to be it was me and that guy. Shit tested both of us, she did. And I lost, essentially, because I allowed her to think of myself as the bitch in the situation. Think of myself as the bitch in the situation. Sorry about that, buddy of mine. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, basically, I just allowed my emotions to get the better of me. Okay, simple enough. Cool. About to go on a date. How can I set up a situation to smash? All the work you would have needed to set that up would have happened before now, right? So you have to have set the frame up until this point as a sexual one, as a romantic one, as one where the expectation is that at some point both of you get naked. If you haven't already done that work, you're about to do essentially 12 times that amount of work right now on the date. And you're probably going to have to switch from one location to another to do it. You're going to have to use the first location to establish frame, bounce to a second location, establish comfort, bounce to a third location, seduce, and then go to like the actual sex location in the end. Right? So you're about to do a lot of work. If you haven't already done the work first, the work happens now. So, keep that in mind. I don't know, KMT. Anyway, should I leave it now? Guess attention got me. I'll just ignore the message. Got too excited for a second. Also, the other girl said she'll get a tattoo of my name, as she should. See how interesting anxiety works. With one girl, you're a god to her. She's getting a tattoo of your name, and with the other one, you're still like, let me see if I can get a message out of her on TikTok. So you have to be the person you are with the first girl with your ex. That's how it has to be. The reason they're treating you differently is because you're treating them differently. You're seeing one as more important. And I promise you, she's not more important than the new girl. In fact, in my mind, the new girl is more important because look what she's willing to do for you, right? The compliance is way higher. So just keep your nerves around you. Keep your nerves in check. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Besides, you're doing a lot better than you used to back in the day. Remember how I used to do, Kay? I'm proud of you for the growth and progress for sure. All right, let's come back to TikTok. What y'all talking about? TikTok, what y'all banging on? If your first bedtime was weak due to fatigue, is there any way to get her back considering you don't talk anymore? Oof, that's a hard one. This is why I always tell you guys, no less than 2 rounds, especially the first time around. Because you will, what's the word I'm looking for? So that TikTok doesn't get rid of me. Arrive quickly. It will happen. It's okay. It happens to all of us. Shit happened to me the other day with a new girl. It's fine. You won't die. Just make sure you make up for it with the second round. Everybody gets Clark Kent in the first round. Everybody's Superman with the second round. Just make sure you get it in there the second time, and you should be fine. All right? That's the, prevention is better than cure advice. As for how to regain this, you're pretty much going to have to start all over. And you're starting at a deficit. Because at least in the beginning, you had mystery and intrigue as your advantages. You don't have that anymore. She knows what you're capable of, or at least she thinks she does. And she's seen what you're capable of. And she's not too impressed. So, yeah, you're about to put in a lot of work if you want to go with that. My honest to God advice to you would be just get a new girl, honestly. Just get a new girl. You won't die. Get a new girl. Share some more stories of you in the first years of learning game, maybe embarrassing or some wins you got by luck or other interesting ones from your initial years. Let's see. Which one will I talk about? Because if I really want to go back in the day, I'll probably go to back in Nigeria. That was fun. Should I talk about that? I feel like there's a time and place for that. Some of those stories get super gloomy, super depressing. But yeah, your boy's been through a lot. Your boy's been through a lot of embarrassing moments. You've never had. I promise some of you have never had to look the girl you were with the night before in the arms of another man the very next day. And I pray you never do. Right? I pray you never do. But I've been through that same type of situation multiple times. I wish I could say it was like a one thing. This is my most embarrassing story. Like no, a lot of the hell I've been through in life, I've been through more than once because I'm a stubborn learner, and the universe don't play that shit. So, which, I don't want to make this life depressing. I don't want to make this life depressing. But yeah, shit gets wicked when it comes to me. um, we'll talk about that more. Don't worry. What do I do if the girl I'm talking to is mad at me because I didn't remind her of something? What are you, her personal notebook? Why are you allowing her to be mad at you for something that small? You're making it a big deal. That's why she's making it a big deal. You're fundamentally violating one of the major laws of the game, right? It's the mirror effect on steroids. If you tell her through your words and actions that it's a big deal that you didn't remind her of that thing, then she's gonna think she has the license to punish you for it. If instead you go, what is this? One of my personal alarm? You're not gonna talk to me because I didn't remind you of something? Get out of my face, man. If you treat it like that instead, she has no ground to stand on. Now she feels silly. She feels stupid. You feel me? So you're the one making it a big deal. I'm gonna assume you're probably younger than 20. That sounds like a teenager type of response to the situation. But the older you get as a man, the more you realize a lot of the things you allow women to control you about in terms of like emotions, completely useless. Waste of your time. You feel me? All right, back to YouTube. Let's see. There we go. Should we have a conversational template? I already answered that one, didn't I? Oh, probably. There we go. Didn't I answer it here or there? I can't remember. But answer the question. Yes, conversational templates if you want one, whatever. Especially if you're starting out, have some kind of a blueprint or guide or something that helps you to go through the checkpoints within a conversation. The idea, though, is to practice that long enough till it becomes part of you, so you don't have to go through the guide too strictly. I keep telling people, obey the laws, but break the rules. Massive difference. Laws are universal. They're stagnant. They're permanent. Rules are things that we use and we create for ourselves to try to follow the laws better. But the real law, the real way to go through game is to be malleable about the rules, to bend them. So go through your guides, but don't see them as the Bible. At some point, those guides will be useless to you. Those guides, those blueprints will all be useless to you, and you'll just be able to do whatever you need to do better and easier. You feel me? Let's see. I think I was having a second wave of heartbreak, maybe. Is it a thing? It wasn't. Second wave is the way to put it. You can put it like that if you want to. I would say it's just like, unfinished business, but from an emotional standpoint. There's a part of you that still feels all the things now that you felt for her before. Like I told you before, she's pretty much like your imprint, you're her imprint, vice versa. And don't doubt, again, I'll always say this, don't doubt anything that you feel for her till this day, she feels multiplied by 20. Right? She's just, for whatever reason, a lot better at hiding it than you are. Right? Because she's not even that good at hiding it. She's still talking to you, so clearly she fucking likes you. Duh. But you're just allowing the nerves to get to you more. Don't. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Let's see. I always have low energy, insecure about my looks, hairline, crooked nose. Should I take care of my insecurities first or just say fuck it and start approaching? Start approaching, because getting the wins when you approach, even with those things, is a very beautiful life lesson. Right? I keep telling people the time game really became real to me is the first day I started approaching girls with essentially a fro with no hairline. I let my hair grow out for a while. I kind of was a little isolated from the world at that time of my life, and I hadn't approached a girl in a minute, and I hadn't been to the barber in a minute. So I went out there, and I didn't even mean to approach, but I just struck up a conversation while I was in line at this food place. This is actually back at home, Nigeria, and I was just flowing with these two girls, and it made me realize, every time I want to approach, I'll always like time it around when my next haircut is going to be, and it's like, I don't even need that. I'm still cool without the haircut or the flashy clothes or the nice cologne or whatever the fuck other crutch people like to believe in. You have to learn that your game comes from within. It's really a part of you. It's you. So you don't need anything else outside of that. Now, am I saying don't work on those things? Like, sure, go ahead. But a lot of the time, the work you got to do to become more secure in yourself isn't even making those things better. Like, sometimes it is. Like, sure, go fix your hairline, visit the barbers. But a crooked nose is just a sign that you've been through some shit. What's wrong with showing the world that you've been through some shit? Like, yeah, I'm the kind of guy that can protect myself and my loved ones. I've been clipped before, I've broken my nose. What's it to you? How is that something you should be insecure about? You see what I'm saying? So, a lot of the time, making yourself better or becoming one with your insecurities is really just accepting them for what they are instead of how you think other people will perceive them. You see what I'm saying? Just something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. Let's see. Is learning to fight a big factor to self-belief, relating to girls' confidence and overall? It's a massive factor to you. Not like, yeah, self-belief, all that good stuff, sure. But walking around like you can defend yourself because you actually can is something innate to every man that must happen. If you walk around and you think of yourself as a victim or prey to other men, it will show in the way you conduct yourself through life. And that fucks you up in every area, not just women. Every area, right? So learning how to defend yourself is very, very important as a man. It's not even close. Nah, she doesn't talk to me. I already answered that question. Alpha, how was your birthday party? Oh, my party day, man. You know, we just do our team, just we just chop anyhow, just do anyhow. But birthday teams, you know what I mean? Hey Chad, Jason's doing 2 streams at once, so be patient if you're not being answered. Yay, be patient, Chad. Yay. Hey, what's going on, Dimitri? We'll be getting back the barrier to entry very quickly, easy work. Oh, bet. Let's get to here. Go through it. What's the philosophy of the ex-boyfriend? They always seem to have the upper hand. They do. They in fact do. It's very true. The ex-boyfriend has what we call the history advantage. When you've built a relationship with a woman over a certain period of time, what you've also built is 2 things. 3 things really. You can join 2 of them together, but I like to separate them. The first is trust. The second is comfort, right? As in familiarity to some degree. And the third, as a result of those 2 first things, is think about it like a seal of approval, a guarantee, because she knows what she's getting. And that's essentially, those 3 things combined is what history is. That is what women say history is. Like, oh, we have history together. That's history. Comfort, trust, and experience with you. Like, she knows what she's getting with you. There's no surprises there. Now, the reason the new guy has advantages over the old guy is because there's mystery there. Is because she doesn't know what she's getting. There's the excitement to it that comes with not knowing what's going to happen. But at the same time, and this is where women have this interesting dichotomy there, women are a creature of comfort. Women are a creature of habit and routine. Maybe not routine in like the mundane way, like the rudimentary type of way, but they do like when things to some degree are predictable. It makes them feel more comfortable, right? And that's where the previous guy has the advantage. She knows what she's getting with him. Now, if you're the newer guy, your job is to not play into his game. You can't beat the old guy as the new guy by trying to play into the comfort safety role. You're not going to win. That's his domain. That's his role. What you got to do, essentially as a new guy, is make it so that she believes that the excitement and the unpredictability and the mystery that you provide is more valuable than the comfort he provides. That's the war you're playing. That's the war you're playing at. I'm a more exciting prospect. I am sexy. I am awesome. I am interesting. You're going to learn a lot more from me. You're going to do a lot more from me, be a lot more with me, etc., than that old guy that you're used to. Now, where a lot of these newer guys fuck up with the old boyfriend, like competing with the old boyfriend, is that they don't demonstrate enough excitement. They don't demonstrate enough unpredictability. So the girl ends up going to her ex-boyfriend because she's like, okay, do I take the comfort of the new guy versus the comfort of the old guy? Because that becomes the game. That becomes a comparison. And guess who's gonna win the game of comfort? Of course, the old guy. Of course, the old guy. Like, why would she pick how comfortable the new guy can make her over comfort she's already familiar with? You see how that works? As opposed to if you just offer something different, excitement versus comfort, and then you can win most of the time, you know? But yeah, the old guys definitely have the upper hand there to some degree. I guess, how you doing? How you doing, Zion? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Let's see. The live is interrupted all the time. Can't listen to the answer. Really? Is it still? Damn, it's like solid here. Oh well, still gonna leave it. Let's see. If you're having like. Is anyone on TikTok having lag or no? Let me know. If you're not experiencing lag and you can hear and see me right now, like the live. 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 Okay, that's a bunch of likes. Alright, I guess we'll just leave TikTok on. That's cool. Anyway, back to TikTok. Any tips for picking up Russian or Eastern Euro women? They're not much different than any other women, except for like on a cultural level, they just seem a lot colder. So if you're expecting, choosing signals from those women, you're gonna fail, because on a cultural level, those women don't give off what we call choosing signals. They just don't. They're a lot, colder. They're a lot icier. And again, it's not because they're meaner people or not as good people. It's just on a cultural level, they're not as excitable. They're not as energetic. They're not as friendly. So when you run game on these women, you have to be okay with the fact that they're not gonna be as jumpy as maybe the women you're probably used to, and they're not gonna give you as many signals as the women you're probably used to. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Let's see. If the girl is already highly attractive from the jump, is it necessary to game her? Push-pull tease. Yes. Like, a lot of people think, oh, she already likes you, therefore game is useless. No, not really. And I'm gonna tell you why. This is a misconception a lot of people have. Yes, if she likes you, it definitely makes a lot of the things in the front end easier. It makes talking to her easier, approaching her easier. Like, approaching is at that point even unnecessary, really. Flirting is still necessary though, because I don't care how much she likes you. Attraction still needs to be felt. Chemistry as a science, as a process, still needs to happen. If she feels like, oh, this guy's an amazing prospect, which by the way is what liking you really means. Liking you doesn't necessarily mean, oh, now she wants to, invest in you completely. It just means this guy, for whatever reason, either looks or sounds like the kind of guy I would like. So you still have to demonstrate after that point that you are the kind of guy that she would like. If your game is not on point, maybe not even on point, if it's not decently decent, right, then you're going to end up botching that set. And that has happened a lot more times than you realize. A lot of men won't admit it. I will. I've definitely had a lot of times, and I hope some of you know what I'm talking about, where you have a girl, she likes you a lot from the jump, and then for whatever reason, up in smoke. What do you think happened there? Oh, she liked me. Exactly. Your game wasn't on point. She was gone. That's the point. That's the point. So you still need game. Like, don't get it twisted. A lot of the stuff in the beginning is, kind of rendered useless if she already likes you, sure. But you still have to run solid game. You still have to push. You still have to set the frame correctly. You still have to lead the conversation, both physically and verbally. You still have to make sure that emotions are spiked up here and there and get her to emotionally invest in you and comply towards you. Like, there's all these things you have to do and do correctly and in the right time, and then, that way you don't make her liking you go to waste. Let's see. Is there ever room to chase a girl? What's the nuance? you should never chase, but you should understand what chasing is first. Chasing, by the correct definition, right, is showing interest in someone that isn't showing interest in you. So chasing is when a girl shows you disinterest, and instead of meeting her with disinterest, you meet her with more interest. Think Steve Urkel from Family Matters, right? Laura made it very clear. Steve, I don't like you. Steve, get away from me. Steve, you're ugly. Steve, and what does Steve keep doing? Oh, Laura, you're the bee's knees, Laura. So that's what chasing is. Chasing is continuing to force something that's not there for you. What you should do instead, definitely, is pursue. Is make sure that you actually do everything necessary to lead the conversation where it needs to go, the interaction where it needs to go, all that good stuff. But the moment you get disinterest or any sign or hint at disinterest, make sure you're meeting it with this interest too. Make sure you're meeting it with this interest too. Now, with all that said, and this is where the nuance comes in, there are times where it will feel like you have to do more of the work to pursue than you're used to. And those are rare situations. Situations like, for instance, where the girl genuinely feels like you're too far better than her. All right, this is something a lot of men will never relate to. But yes, there's only two reasons women will reject you. One, you're not good enough. Two, you're too good. And people, that blows people's minds when I say that, but it's very true. Women reject men preemptively that they feel like are in a position to reject them. So in order to not suffer what they feel is incoming, imminent rejection, they reject men first. In those situations, you can definitely brute force your way through that by just keeping, the verbal reassurance up. Like, don't worry, I like you. You're dope. You're cool. You're fun. I really like spending time with you. You're beautiful. Making her feel like she's good enough to hang with you so that she can stop doubting that you actually like her. That's one of the situations where you probably have to pursue a little harder. Another situation is in the relationship. And this is where most of the pursuing actually happens. In the back end, when you already have a girlfriend and for whatever reason she feels like you're not doing enough to invest in the relationship. You're not showing enough passion. You're not putting in enough time, blah, blah. Now, most of the time when women say this stuff, they just say it for the sake of saying it. Like, women just want more of you, right? They want more of your time, your attention. And if you let them, they'll just fucking keep you in their pocket, right? But there are those few situations where you really are being a neglectful fucking boyfriend or fiance or husband, whatever, and they require you to show some masculine presence, some care, some investment. And in that case, yeah, pursue. But again, very, very few situations where that's warranted. In most situations, lean the fuck out. Yeah, my bro, at a good stage with my girl, never had an issue as I'm red-pilled for the long term. What do you recommend? As these are short-term solutions to a potentially long-term problem. Well, you're already red-pilled, so you're kind of fucked, to be honest. If you follow the red pill as it is right now, the red pill way of running game, you're probably not going to have an enjoyable relationship, the red pill ideology itself is pretty solid, but the way a lot of these guys teach it these days is no. With that said, though, the irony to relationships is that what makes the relationships last long are all the things you do to demonstrate short-term value. And that is one of the biggest paradoxes to evolutionary psychology in general. Because on a biological level, women don't want men who give them long-term security or who are willing to give them long-term security. They want men who only give them short-term security to give them long-term security, if that makes sense. They don't want the guy who's looking for a wife to get married to them. They want the guy who says, I don't really care for marriage, to put a ring on it. That's the guy it matters from the most. That's where the bulk of the validation comes from. You feel me? Now, I said all that to say this. Everything you do in the beginning of the relationship translates all the way into the relationship. Inevitably. It's not even a matter of opinion or choice or anything like that. The same things you did in the beginning to get her are the same things you do to keep her. And, it might change form as you go because people don't remain the same now. You change as you go, as you grow older. It might change form. It might upgrade. It might increase or decrease in intensity or speed, whatever the case may be. But the point is, you're still gonna have to keep being that exciting motherfucker from the beginning. That's how it works. Most relationships die because people forget that relationships are supposed to continue to keep being exciting. So just remain interesting, remain exciting, remain unpredictable, and you should be fine. You should be fine. All right, back to YouTube. It's been a while. Let's see. No, she said she was too busy after I went out of my way to reach her. That was her last message. Why are you messaging me on here? I'm out of office on the weekend. Oh, okay, I see. Interesting. There we go. Sorry, I had an issue with scrolling for a second there. But with her, though, I mean, that's fine. But she was the one that last messaged. She wants to talk. I mean, it's clear she's ripe for talking. The only issue I have with that... Oh, sorry, I'm kind of out of frame with this one. The only issue I have with that is that I don't want you to rush in and try to accelerate things too quickly. If you want to meet her up for something later, you can. But make sure it stays cordial and you don't spend like 3 fucking hours with her. It's very important. Flirt, tease, break rapport, all that good stuff. Like joke around. Cool. But don't go out of your way to make something happen. Okay? Would you say homie had game, and if so, how much looking back at the incident? Oh, the guy from before? I wouldn't necessarily say he had like game, but it was like the guy that was excited by her versus the guy that has lost excited from around her. That kind of dichotomy. I was the guy that saw her as new and exciting. He was the guy that was already tired of her shit. Right, so like he ran good game, but I don't think it was on purpose. He just genuinely was a guy that didn't like her anymore as much as I did, and that's why she went with him, because that's the paradox to women, right? They don't want the guy that wants them; they want the guy they have to work for. Let's see. I'm just craving dark game, Jace. You trying to spill some for us, Sensei? Later. Since listening to you, I've seen how a lot of men I look up to got zero game. They base all their relationships on pleasing and not upsetting the woman. Exactly. And I'm happy you're seeing that difference. That is when you really begin to understand the difference between, how men see game and how boys see game. I hate to use that kind of language like, oh, there's men and there's boys, but there is a massive difference between men whose entire strategy for dealing with women is allowing the women to manipulate them. It's quite pathetic, isn't it? But that's essentially what they are. Like, oh, yes, honey, yes, dear, happy wife, happy life. No control over their lives, right? No respect from the woman or their children. No leadership. No referential fear. Just men who are okay with resigning themselves to the background and then wondering why they don't get any respect. You've heard men complain about this all the time. Like, oh, women don't respect you. What, men do everything for the family and no one respects them. It's like, yeah, my women respect me, but you have to conduct yourself like someone worth respecting. If you want to feel fulfilled in your relationship and you don't want to become that kind of person in your life where your woman just sees you as a fucking background character, then you have to behave differently. You cannot allow yourself to relegate yourself to the background. You feel me? But I'm happy you're seeing the difference, though. You're right. Ain't that nigga no more needed that. No problem. That's what I'm here for. Get a girl for what? Get a girl for what? I'm asking you. I don't even know what we're talking about there. How do I date if I have no S3X location? Also, I have no social life. Okay. The thing about those kind of locations is that it doesn't take much to create one. I actually say this in my course, The Interview Light, right? Those of you in the interview, you already know what this is, which is like, there's only 3 things that really qualify an SEX location. One of those things is the most important, which is this privacy. Making sure no one can hear you, no one can see you. That is the definition of privacy. If no one can hear you or see you, you have privacy. in your sex location. The next thing is accessibility. It has to be somewhere you can go to unbothered, that you have access to, right? Um, so if you deal with those, like if you see those, if you look at building a SAS location from that point of view, you should be all right. Like now you realize, oh, it doesn't have to be like a traditional house or a room or some kind of place with a bed. Like I'm pretty sure I've had more sex. I gotta say that for TikTok. I can say sex on YouTube, but not on TikTok. Um, I'm pretty sure I had more sex in more places than a bed in my life. I'm pretty sure. Probably more on an air mattress too. Like, cause again, when you get creative, you know to bring an air mattress with you and pump it. You bring one of them portable batteries with you. You hook up the air mattress in there. You pump that shit, and you know. But again, as long as no one can hear or see you, that's a good location. That's a good location. Just think about it from that point of view. As for your social life, which in my opinion would be even more important, because if you solve the social life problem, you probably end up finding yourself in a good SES location, because friends tend to have places you can fuck. They do. They really do. Um, you have to start making friends. I don't know what your life is. I don't know what the details of your life is looking like, but you have to find a way to get around people that you can talk to over a long period of time, because that's how most people make friends. Most people don't make friends proactively. Like, I'm gonna go out there and make friends. Most people just end up becoming friends with the people within their proximity, right? So use that to your advantage. Go make friends with people within your proximity, and you should be fine. All right. How do I date? Already answered that one. How do you react when a girl tries to qualify as good girl without you asking? And also, what does it mean? Also, I'm not answer that. I'm gonna answer that first one. If a girl is trying to qualify herself as a good girl, that means she sees you as a good guy and she's trying to put herself in the box that she's putting you. That isn't necessarily a good sign in some cases. Now, in others, it could be like she really likes you. She wants to, uh, impress you somehow, whatever. But again, it comes down to how you're presenting yourself. If you're always noticing girls always put themselves in that good girl category, that's not necessarily a good thing, because that means she's always like all the girls are always seeing you as that not exciting boyfriend material kind of guy, which means you're probably not going to get anything on the first date or beyond. Right? You're probably going to wait like till date number 6 to finally get some coochie, to smell the back of her kneecaps. Because again, she's just a good girl and she sees you as a good guy, right? So you're not exciting. You're not the guy she's going to be breaking all the rules for, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just something to keep in mind. How do you react when girls try to qualify as... Already answered that one. Also, can you neg girls about them being good girls, for example? Her having a lot of exes? I mean, you could do that to jolt her out of that image for sure, right? What I like to do, you should do the opposite. Talk about how really good she is, and then associate that with boringness, and naturally that should make them go, oh no, I'm not that boring, and then start telling you like the more exciting things about them. So if she comes at you with like virgin energy, you can just be like, oh, you know what, I kind of figured that's the kind of girl you are. You probably don't even, you've probably just lived a completely boring life up to this point. I don't think we can even hang out with each other anymore. And then all of a sudden she's gonna be like, oh no, actually there was this one time I let 3 guys hit it at the same time. Like all of a sudden they open up because they want to impress you no matter what direction you're going. Right? So if you associate goodness with boring, then no girl wants to be called boring. So they'll become exciting to you. Something to keep in mind. Let's see. Use your self-belief course to get a job. Easy enough. Easy enough. Congratulations. Why do some women will date? Okay, so you just wrote that wrong. I'm gonna try to read it right for you, even though you wrote it wrong. Why will some women date a bad boy? I think I just did that beautifully. Of a certain race, but a nice guy of another race. The race doesn't matter. Example, many black women say white men treat us better, but the whole time they only date a hood or bad boy black man, but will date a nerd white man. So what you're seeing there is not necessarily like a matter of race as opposed to just her own perception of what a bad boy versus a nice guy looks like, right? I've seen the opposite myself. I've seen women that date, the tatted out chads, white dudes, and then only date the, you know, fucking whatchamacall these guys. I forget the names of them. These summa cum laude kind of guys, like super college. Oh, I wear moccasins and khakis everywhere. Type of black guys, right? So it's not necessarily a race thing as more than just the way she perceives men and power. So in her mind, gangsta out black dude, the most dangerous kind of man, the man she's excited by. Nice nerdy white dude, the most manipulatable, soft kind of man that she can settle down with if things with this guy doesn't work out. Right? So it's not even a matter of like race, it's just her own perception of it. All right, back to here. Let's see. About the if she already likes you and teasing. About the what? What are we talking about? Oh, okay. There's more. Todd V said you should skip the process of attraction, follow up with comfort, and escalate process. What do you think? Yeah, that's essentially what I just said. That's essentially what I just said. Like you still have to run correct game after that point. You still have to seduce her. Like all those things are there, but that initial phase of like trying to spark up attraction, kind of pointless at that point, right? Let's see. I messed up sexualizing by DM a funny video before the first date. She said, "Did you mean to send this?" That's when you say yes. Do you have a problem with it? You acted like a bitch and you got treated like one. But and to begin with, why this need? Why this incessant need every man has to try to sexualize over text? Y'all do realize it's just easier to do that in person, right? It's just easier. It's just way easier. It can very easily sexualize in person, as opposed to trying to use words on the screen. It's just easier. It's just easier. Right? Just something to keep in mind. Let's see. Also, in what solution can I tell a girl I love her first? In every solution, there's nothing wrong with telling a woman you love her first. The reason y'all make telling a girl I love you first a big deal, or see it as a mistake, is because of how you do it and the way you approach it in your mind. When I tell a girl I love you first, which by the way, every woman in my life, I told them I love you first. Every single one. I'm not even kidding. Every single woman I'm dating in my life right now, well, the ones I'm dating seriously anyway, I told them I love you first. Every single one. Now, how did I do it? And why was I able to get away with it? And they're still with me all these years later. Because I didn't do it expecting anything in return. I didn't go, well, I just wanted to tell you that I've really enjoyed spending time with you and I can just feel myself falling for you and I think I love you. And then just pause for effect and wait for her to say something back. You know how I do it? I just go, you know what, I've been thinking, I really enjoy spending time with your goofy ass. I really do love you deeply, don't I? Yeah, I love you. Anyway, let's go get some ice cream. And then just completely change the subject. And then some of them, right, because they're girls, they'll be like, wait, you just said you love me. They're trying to make it mean something. Oh, you just said you love me. What does that mean for us? Well, I don't know if I'm ready. And I'm like, bitch, why you acting weird? Why are you being weird to me? Relax. I can't love you? You gotta make it a fucking soap opera? Relax. I just said I love you and I can spend time with you. That's all it's gotta be. I'm not even telling you to say it back, weirdo. Damn. And then just walk away. Walk away. You see how that works? There's no neediness behind it. There's no need for something back. There's no trying to drag something back out of her. Like, oh no, but I said I love you. Does that mean you have to say it back too? No, I'm just like, no. I said I love you. Don't fucking die about it. So yeah, it's okay in every scenario. Just be fucking cool about it. Be cool. Let's see. Law of nonchalance. Indeed. Be nonchalant. Be playful at all times. You can say the most serious things and give the most gruesome of news. As long as you're being playful, you will get away with it. Let's see. She gives short, cold responses and barely giving eye contact. Can you still pick up a girl? when approaching if she tells us about a Oh wait, huh? What? She gives cold responses and barely giving eye contact. Can you still pick up a girl when approaching if she gives cold responses and barely giving eye contact? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, you can, but you have to understand that's what's like, especially with the most beautiful women, the desirable ones. Their first line of defense is gonna be that bitch shield, right? That hot girl blase, as Todd V likes to call it. That anti slut defense, old school pickup arts type of terms now, right? Basically, every hot girl is gonna give you that cold shoulder. Expect it. It's okay. You won't die. Especially in the set, they'll always be like, no, or not giving you much, or not laughing too hard at your jokes. But eventually, just sticking there, they'll come around. They always do. Jace, I can't say right now, but I'm with Latina girl again. I went on a date with Russian girl today, but got weird. Oh, what happened? You bossed it with Russian girl? That's ironic. I thought you'd be having an easier time with her. Let's see. Left on delivered for 5 days. Shall I instigate or wait? Instigate. 5 days is more than enough. Instigate. See what happens. Tell us about a mentor of yours, how you met him. Do you still keep in touch with, and some tests or lessons you got from him? That is too much to explain today. that is a lot to explain today. But we'll talk more about my mentors in another time. I'll ditch you later. Going to her house right now. Okay, cool. Let me know how that goes. I've had a lot of mentors in my life. Fortunately, I've had a lot of men that, for whatever reason, decided to pour into me their time, their attention, and it's been a blessing. Really, my one of my first mentors wasn't even like a game mentor, and this is the thing you guys have to understand. Not all my mentors were around or surrounding game. In fact, I've only had maybe 2 or 3 of those in my life. All my other mentors were just other men that were in different types of scenarios. Like my very first mentor was in the church, was a pastor. And the second mentor was a high school teacher that really was the one that opened my eyes to science. He was the one that made me realize I'm in love with science. I'm in love with figuring out how things work, right? And the next mentor after that was another pastor. It's, a lot of pastors in my past too. Mentor after that, I believe, was another pastor. Mentor after that is a magician, a street magician, and a pickpocket. And then the mentors after that are, hypnotists, and one hypnotist, and then game, and then one for business. So yeah, I've had quite a few, and I've been blessed to essentially learn at the speed of light because of these men. But we'll talk about each and every single one of them in detail. I want to give them the respect they deserve. It can't happen on like a quick TikTok live. What advice do you have for hyper attractive guys? Learn back end game. That is going to be your almighty weakness. If you're hyper attractive, learn back end game. I mean, shit, learn front end game too, because you'll need it when those looks fade. But more importantly, learn back end game. All your heartbreak that you experience is happening because you don't know what to do past a certain point. You don't know how to demonstrate value or how to keep being interesting to women once they've gotten used to how you look. That's the major issue with all of you. All right, keep that in mind. Very important. Let me go back here for a second. Bro, I have a shifty hairline, basically Vegeta, like the Vegeta M hairline. I'm shredded though, but you really don't need most things you think you do. Indeed, very true. Jace, can a guy catch up things if he was a few months off the game versus a guy who was consistently practicing in the game? My age is 22, by the way. And are you coaching private? Thanks in advance. Like with all things, the more you do it, the more practice you get in, the better. So any time off you take is kind of regressing your growth and your creativity, your learning curve, really. If you want to shorten your learning curve, game as often as possible. You're gonna be behind the guy that's always constantly practicing, but then even more behind the guy that's always constantly practicing intelligently. I know a lot of guys that actually did like the whole approach 5 girls a day type of thing for years and years and years, and they're still not anywhere closer to me than they were 7 or 8 years ago when I first met them. right? They still relatively suck. They're still running around the city with fat girls, right? And the reason that they're in that situation is because they're not practicing intelligently. They just think, walk in there, approach, and say something. But they've essentially made themselves acoustic, as much as far as TikTok would say it. They've made themselves acoustic in their approach to women and how they talk to people in general. They just seem like they're off all the time. But they've practiced being off for damn near a decade. It's quite interesting to watch. So yeah, practice often, but practice intelligently. That's my advice. Do I coach privately? Yes, I do. Link in my bio. And if you're on TikTok, go to my bio, click on my bio. It's my link tree. You should see a button that goes schedule a call with me. Click on that. The instructions from there are very, very simple. If you're on YouTube, go to any of my videos, click in my description. You should see my link tree in there. Click on that. One of the buttons that should schedule a call with me, and you should be able to do that. Go for it. Go for it. Let's see. Self-belief is key, indeed. How do I date if I have no... I already answered that one, didn't I? How do you deal with minor defiance? I just matched with a girl and she asked about my ethnicity and I said guess. She refused telling me. I'm not here to play guess. Tell me or we don't talk. Oh, immediately, like, no. Charge that. Charge her. Yeah, charge her to the game. Charge her. Like, that's not minor. You called it minor defiance. She literally gave you an ultimatum. She essentially made a threat. Like, tell me or we're not talking. Be like, have a nice day. Immediately. What? It's either your way or the highway. Like, men need to get that in their heads. Women cannot find themselves attracted to men that they don't want to listen to. So if they lose respect for you from the jump, the attraction is gone. The moment she does anything, even if it's something she does innocently, right? Because this will happen from time to time. But the moment she does something to put you on the spot and make you choose between holding your respect or bending to her will, always choose holding your respect. Always. And again, they'll do, like, sometimes it just happens on accident. I was talking to this girl not too long ago. Went out for drinks. It was pretty much a done deal at that point. But I can't remember what it was. It was like that situation of she met me in person. She realized, holy shit, this guy's amazing. And you can tell throughout the night, her insecurity was like going up. Because it became very clear, like, oh, this is a guy that I don't deserve type shit. And I was wondering why that was the case with her. I later found out, like, she just had a few surgeries done like 2 years ago. So it's like essentially a new hot girl. She's not quite used to being hot yet type shit, right? So she had like a bunch of non-hot girl tendencies, and I was like, what's going on here? But I found out later. But anyway, the point is, a lot of those old, not so hot girl tendencies were coming up. And I was going to ignore all of them anyway, be like, listen, I'm going to give her some good verbal reassurance. It's all going to be nice and good. I'm going to try my best to incorporate her into the program because, again, clearly she needs the help. She could use someone in her life to show her the ropes because she's clearly not used to this being attractive shit. Whatever. Come the end of the night, pay for the tab, get my jacket, get hers, whatever. About to leave, right? She goes, wait. Can you do me a favor? Can you do something for me? I'm like, sure. She goes, you have to go to, what was it? Something next door and grab me something. Like some like boba shop, whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, we'll grab boba on the way back. That's fine. We'll grab boba on the way to yours because we're going to her place. And she goes, no. I'm going to go and stand by the door and you have to go get it. And I'm like, what's going on here? Because again, I'm running game and my game on. I'm like, does her ex-boyfriend work in there or something? Like, what's going on? And then she's like, no, I just want you to get me the boba. I'm like, what's wrong with you coming with me though? She's like, I want you to go get me the boba. I'm like, well, this is weird. Now this is feeling weird. Like, this is some weird ass behavior. If I didn't know better, which I do, it feels like a setup. Like, is there 5 dudes with guns waiting for me back there? What's going on? What's going on? And it became the most petty fucking 12-year-old argument. Like, oh no, yeah, I want you to go, don't you? No. And then I'm like, okay, what's the issue here? And then she's like, I just want to see if you'll do it. I'm like, interesting. Why do you want to see if I'll do it? And then she's like, well, how do I know if you even care about me if you're not willing to do something like that for me? And immediately, I remembered like it was like a trigger response. It was like PTSD. Remember, for those of you on TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. Remember a few months ago when that orange pill theory was a thing, right? That thing. And I was like, oh, no, we're not doing that here. No. Listen, this is ridiculous. I just spent 2 hours talking to you. That should be more than enough to let you know I like you. Let's go get boba and let's stop going back and forth about fucking boba for no reason. And then she plants her feet and she goes, if you don't do this, then we can't go back to my place. When I say I gave her the quick kiss on the right cheek and went, have a nice day, and walked the fuck out, I didn't even, like, my phone was vibrating in my pocket. I thought it was messages. It was when I got to my car and pulled my phone back out of my pocket to put my, the phone in the phone holder thing in the car, to put in my GPS to go back home, that I realized, 9 missed calls from her. But again, just to show you how cold it was. The moment she said, if you don't do this, we can't go back to my place. Turn around. Out. Immediately. It's not even a matter of negotiation at that point. The moment she even thinks she can get away with that kind of behavior. Now, in pure the universe, if you want to call it, that in essence would be like a fulfillment of her own prophecy, right? A self-fulfilling prophecy. She already thought she couldn't hang with a nigga like me anyway, so it kind of makes sense that would happen. At the same time, though, I gotta stick to my integrity. You gotta stick to yours. You gotta stick to yours. You feel me? It's important. The moment they give you an ultimatum where they have to make you choose between them or yourself, always pick yourself. Always. Don't even try to complicate the shit. All right? Charge that. Let's see. You can get more out of women than sex. Sex shouldn't be the goal. Yes, indeed. The goal is to make her comply to anything and trust you blindly. Even that isn't the goal. Like, yeah, that's a better goal than sex, but even that, like, there's more to get than just that. Can you be a bodybuilder and still master the fundamentals of fighting and be adequate? I'm just trying to have my dream body as well as the capability to beat 99% of men. You can. There's a lot of very aesthetic fighters. In fact, I would say, in my opinion anyway, all fighters are aesthetic, except they're in the heavyweight division, of course. But I don't think there's a single fighter that doesn't look aesthetic. I mean, maybe not by bodybuilding standards, but by women's standards, they got everything they need. Broad shoulders, V-taper, small waist, lean, fat, like they barely have any fat on themselves. That's exactly how you want to look. You want to look like you can move your body at high speeds, essentially. That's what you want to look like, no matter how big you are. But yeah, you can definitely do that. All right, let me go back here. Whenever I see a dime, I get angry at myself because I just don't believe I can ever bag them. Then you never will. The first step to bagging a dime is to believe you can. That's like the basic fundamental part of it. How to break the touch barrier in the first 60 seconds. Don't think about it like that. If you complicate it like that, and this is something I say in the interview, like where I talk about breaking the touch barrier. You got to think about it like a natural part of you. Like literally, when you talk to her and you go, "Hey, what's your name?" Stretch your hand out and expect her to touch yours and shake your hand. And again, grab her hand like she's a lady. But the point is, don't see that as like, "Oh, I've broken the touch barrier," or like, "Oh, now I have license to touch her whenever I want." Like, no. See it more like you're a touchy person, and you touch everybody. And guess what? She's part of everybody. Now, you're not touching her inappropriately, obviously, but you're a touchy-ass motherfucker. It is what it is. Does that make sense? If you just approach it like you're always going to be a touchy person anyway, then you do have the license to do that. You'll be fine. You made a video on what disinterested is. Like, is that a question or a statement? Have I made a video on disinterest? Do I need to make a video on disinterest? On what it is or what it looks like? That's not me trying to be condescending, by the way. Like, literally let me know. I will do that. If I need to do that, I will break down disinterest, like, to the bare bones. I don't care. Could you make a video series about your mentors and what you learned from them? Yeah, for sure. I've already made that video. It's just sitting in the vault, really. Probably gotta remake it. That was back when my camera quality was shitty. But yeah, I will. I think the guy was talking about pitfalls of the game. Oh, nah, because I mean, I don't really talk much about disinterest in the pitfalls of the game. I talk about rejection, but not quite disinterest. But yeah, I mean, disinterest in itself, like, I'll probably have to make a video at this point, I believe. Who knows? I'll probably have to. All right. But the question is, how do you know if you're too good or not good enough? If you get rejected them both, how can you know? Oh, that's simple. It's how they're rejecting you. You know, it's okay. Put it like this. Look at the last action you took before the rejection happened. That should tell you everything you need to know. If the last action you took was strength, power, and authority, and you still got rejected, you're getting rejected for the right reason. If the last action you took was neediness, cleanliness, weakness, and you get rejected afterwards, then you're getting rejected for the wrong reason. It comes down to you. Use yourself as a litmus test in that situation. Literally ask yourself. Like, even with text messages. See this happen all the time with text messages. Right? Some text messages you send, you get a response back. Others you send, you don't get a response back. Then you look at the message that you sent. Why didn't I get a response back? Is it because I showed too much like neediness, cleanness, weakness of any kind? Or is it because I showed through that message that I'm the kind of guy that can get other girls better than her? Right? Because they can smell that shit. They really can. And it's intimidating to women. This is something a lot of men don't seem to understand. Getting women, like if you look at it like a graph, right? A graph of the attractiveness of women versus the quantity of women, right? As time goes, like X, Y, attractiveness, quantity. You would think that the more attractive you get, the more women you get. So it should look like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? A shooting star. Why am I using that? This is a dumb fucking thing to say. But you know what I'm talking about. You would think the line should incline at a certain angle upwards. But it's really a bell curve, right? You get the most women when you're right above average, I would say. Like when you're 7 and 8, in terms of like a man's attractiveness, which is really his confidence, right? His self-belief, the way he carries himself, his arrogance. When you're around a 7, I would say is a sweet spot. You get a lot of women. Like that's where you get the most women you'll ever get in your life. When you cross from 8 to 9 and 10, the pool of women you get considerably shrinks. Considerably. It's like when they say the richer a woman, the less of a pool of men she has. That kind of thing, right? Same thing with men. But instead of money, it's with attractiveness. The more arrogant you become, the more certain of yourself you are, the more of an identity you hold, the less unsure about yourself you are. You naturally filter out the majority of women who would have only ever been able to get you if you were unsure about yourself to begin with. And that's something like men need to understand. Like, being too perfect to women is very intimidating. They don't know how to hang with that. They don't, like, once you become that, the only women, I mean, that's why I'm not complaining, but the only women you're cursed to be with for the rest of your life are other women that are essentially too perfect too. So, you know, oh no, what was me? I can only get 10s for the rest of my life, right? But yeah, essentially, that's how it works, and it's pretty fun. I mean, again, your numbers will suffer, but it's pretty fun. This is something I talk about extensively in the digital pre-selection course coming out soon. There's a way you can set up your profile to get 5 to 7s, and then there's a way you can get your profile set up to get the 7s, 8s, and 9s. Well, particularly 8s and 9s. And then there's a special way you can set up your profile to get only 10s. And you'll look at your profile and it's only 10s in there, but you'll only get like one match a week. One match a week. So yeah, it's like a give and take to it. It's like you get more quality, but the quantity suffers. You get more quantity, but the quality suffers. You know, just something to keep in mind. Let's see. Not gonna lie, I've experienced the second type of rejection a lot. Yeah, man. The red pill is an ideology just for awareness. It shouldn't be used as most men use it for long-term relationships will fail. Indeed, indeed. I'm blocked on message and I'm trying to fix things before she graduates. How can I do it? First of all, stop looking at her graduation as the window of time you have left. Most men begin to really fuck up in their game because they think they have a time constraint. And that's something I've fallen for many times in my life too. But yeah, that's the wrong way to look at it. You can still get her later if you want to, even after she graduates. Like, it's okay. In fact, I would say my advice to you, not necessarily as a way to get her back, right? It's not a technique to get her back with, but for your own mental development. Just let her graduate. Like nothing happened. Like, oh, you graduated? Oh, cool. I'll see you later. That's fine. We'll talk. Like you don't care. That'll be better for your own mind and your own psyche because you want to train yourself to believe that you can always rectify any situation no matter how long you leave it be. Right? Very important stuff to teach yourself. Let's see. What if I actually didn't pursue her? She wanted to hang with me. She asked me out. How do I maintain this so that she doesn't get bored? I like her, but as per red pill advice, I did as was said. It worked, but will she get bored if she always initiates, or do you reckon it'll work in my favor? It should work in your favor the majority of the time. You be ready for the shit test though. Like naturally, because she's always initiating, she's going to come up with a shit test about, hey, why aren't you initiating back, blah blah, and your red pill game is not gonna help you at that point. Sorry, there's nothing in the red pill that'll help you at that point. I'll give you some real game though. Here's what you do. You essentially tell her that it's okay for her to be the one initiating most of the contact. That's what you do. Real game is being able to convince women of nonsense, right? So you can literally convince her and be like, oh, no, listen, this is fine. In fact, this is why I love you so much. This is why you're here. This is why you're the girl I chose. Because of how much work you put into being with me, and I love you for it. I love you dearly. I love you dearly. And besides, you know how busy I am. You know how crazy things can be with me. So don't worry. It's fine. This is exactly what it needs to be. But again, that shit test will come. Prepare for it. Prepare for it. Do you think the environment you're in is part of the reason why you can attract women who feel like they aren't good enough for you? No, I think it's just me, really. it's me. It would be the same no matter where I go. And I've tested it. It's not just me, trying to brag or nothing. It's literally just me. I'm the kind of guy that makes women feel inadequate. I'm him. Not to brag, like I'm him. Like I just am. I am a well-rounded Nigerian man with a lot of world knowledge and a lot of world experience. There's just about nobody, not one man or woman really, that would be in front of me and hear me speak about the way I talk about different things and not genuinely feel intimidated. So yeah, that's just a me thing. She told me I'm different to every guy she's dated in a good way. How can I be the one in a million? She already did tell you you're different, so why are you still worrying? Want to absolutely blow her mind to imprint. You're doing what every red pill guy does. You're trying to overcompensate in the wrong way. Like why? She's already told you you're different. What more do you need to do and want to do to make yourself even more different? Like what are you doing? You're wasting time in the wrong direction. It's okay. Like, you've done enough, soldier. Chill out. Just whatever you were doing, keep doing that. Okay, let me come here. Let's see. Yeah, just apply same amount of time because focusing on bodybuilding alone makes you really stiff. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. How do I date? Alright, answer that question too. Sounds harsh maybe, but truth. Indeed. Could listen to you all day. I know, I'm really nice to listen to, aren't I? Thank you. Joshua, take a back seat and listen. Maybe you might learn some. Who's Joshua? Is that the person you're deleting all the messages of? I don't know a thing about women. How would you suggest I start? Go and get my core self-belief. It's completely free. Literally, it's completely free. It's. I don't want you tell him I said buy his course, watch his videos here on TikTok. I mean, yeah, like do all that if you want to, but literally start with self belief. Like literally start with self belief. No matter what, you still have to start with self belief. That's why I put it out for free. Go and register for that for free. If body count doesn't matter, what does? The number of one night stands, you're still trying to figure out what her experience is through how many people she's had sex with, and that's not the correct way to figure out a woman's experience. The correct way to figure out a woman's experience, as in the experience that should matter to you anyway, is how many guys have made an impact on her. That's what matters the most. Now, the body count can be an indicator of that in terms of like, if she slept with 100 people, that there's a higher likelihood that she's run into one or two guys in there that have really done damage. Because it's only going to take one or two guys. It's not the sheer number of guys that makes them delirious. Like, to some degree it does. But what really makes them damaged is those one or two, maybe three guys in there that really fuck them up. That's how it happens. So you want to know how many of those roller coasters they've been through, that particular brand of roller coaster, and what the proximity to the last one is. That's even more important than the number of bodies. Like you can find a girl with a 200 body count that has completely gotten over her ex. But then you can also find a girl with a 3 body count that is still hung up on her ex that'll do you more damage than the first girl. Right? So it's the impact they've made. Figure that out. That's what matters. That's what matters. Like, oh, one night stand. I don't care about how many one night stands she had. In fact, that's the ideal. No, you want the ideal body count of a woman? Somewhere around 20 to 30, with about 25 of them as body counts. As one night stands. Perfect. Want to know why? She has enough experience to know how sex works, but she is not deeply invested in every single one of those men. It's just one night stands. Guys that she didn't care to see again later. Perfect. Because the guys that she cared to see later, those are the ones you have to worry about. Those are the ones that have made the woman that you're looking at, essentially. Right? So keep that in mind. That's what matters. Let's see. Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Pop, 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 pop. Dot, fuck them up. Dot, pop, 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 pop. I'm gonna do my stuff. Why you trying to keep trolling? How you say? Why you trying to keep trolling? Ain't you tired? Trying to track a chord, and it's probably A minor. That's funny. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. I love him so much. And we got that pussy nigga out of there. Like Kanye said, we don't need him like that. We don't need men like that anymore. We do not need weak men anymore leading the charge in any industry. That was a very important thing Kendrick did. And watch how the music industry gets better now that that's happened. You feel me? You feel me? Anyway, where was I? Didn't I? Oh yeah, I remember that. Can you demonstrate by example on approaching a woman and passing all 3 objections and applying validation the correct way? That's what my course is for. The interview light. Go get it. Couldn't you chase a girl by complimenting and flirting, then start doing the same thing with another girl to making the first girl want that attention back? If you're giving a girl compliments and flirting, you're not necessarily chasing her. You're probably doing it if you're not getting interest back. If you're giving her compliments and flirting and you're not getting interest back, then you're probably chasing, sure. But if you're talking about using that as a way to create a jealousy plot point, that's cool too. But what makes women jealous is not just the time that you're removing from them and putting on someone else. It's the connection you're building with each of them. It's how close to you that they are both feeling and how much they feel like they have to work to get closer to you. Does that make sense? Let's see. How can you be the exciting guy that girls break rules for in a nutshell? Be a risk taker. Be unpredictable. Be unpredictable, be disagreeable, be a risk taker. Be a protector type. That's what I like to talk about. In short, become very selfish. The more selfish you are, the more aggressive you are in your selfishness, the more exciting you become. Very naturally. Very, very naturally. How should I game this 32-year-old at work? I know she's feeling me, and I've been teasing her. You've already been teasing her. You're already gaming her. That's already it right there. Give it a little bit, and then start going to lunches with her during your lunch break. That should give you enough time to like really put the steez on her, and then from there get a number, get something concrete, get a way to contact her outside of work. What's up, Jace? Oh, good, Nanasami, you're there too. That's good. Let's see. I've noticed women don't respond well when you neg a lot and then try to kiss. It just happened to me. I push pulled her a lot, but she couldn't believe I wanted to kiss, but didn't want no second date from then, even though she told me how attractive I was during the day. So that tells me a few things about your date and your dating. One, stop. This is something I always tell you guys. Don't neg women that are below an 8. I say that for a reason. Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think I'm being harsh. If the woman's self-esteem is not high, if the woman does not believe that she can outcompete other women, your negs will become insults. Do you understand what I'm saying? When a woman believes that she has no chance with you, you negging her doesn't help that situation. It doesn't. That's why you gotta do only you gotta neg only highly attractive women. They're the only ones that have the self-esteem to take a neg and even give it back, really. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing, there's a difference between negging and push-pulling. Push-pull will happen throughout your fucking relationship, honestly. In the beginning, it'll be pull-push, and the end, it'll be push-pull, in the back end, right? But you're confusing negging for push-pulling, and I already know you're doing that because you're confusing the two. They're not the same. You're probably just negging all through, and then you're calling it push-pulling, and it's not. And that's why these women are responding the way they are. And in fact, I'll tell you how I know. You just said she was surprised when you wanted to kiss her, and she didn't want a second date. What does that tell me? That tells me that the way you were behaving towards her was in a way where she genuinely felt like you didn't like her. Which means you were not pulling at all. You were doing nothing but pushing, which is what a neg is. You see how that works? You see what I'm saying? You have to push-pull. You got to give her a chance to win you over. You got to give her a chance to win your affection, your time, your validation. Give her a heartfelt compliment so she feels like she's making progress with you. If all she's getting from you is negative energy, why the fuck would she believe you want her in a positive way? She'll assume you hate her. Of course she would. So I'm not even blaming her. She behaved the exact way she was supposed to. Like, duh, that's the correct emotional response. But you were out here continuing to tell her with your words and actions, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you. And now you're surprised that she believes she doesn't, that she believes you don't like her? Like, duh. No, duh. Right? So always remember, give them a chance to win you over. Give them a chance to make you, to feel special in your eyes. Right? Give them a path to salvation, as I like to call it. Give them a heartfelt compliment. Make them feel like they're making leeway with you. This is why, the whole red pill thing is always going to be creating weirdo men, because never validate women. You motherfucker. You have to at some point. You have to. Yes, validation is how you motivate women and you increase their sense of urgency and get them to do certain things. But at the end of the day, at some point, you have to make them feel good around you. That's what making them feel bad is for. It's to set up making them feel good so that they can be motivated to do more things for you because they want to get that good feeling again. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, like, dude, just add like literally one heartfelt compliment in that routine and you should be fine. One, just make her feel good. Interesting, there's a difference between push-pull and pull-push. Essentially, like, it's just where you place the push versus where you place the pull. Push-pull. You have a very beautiful pull. Resting bitch face. Push. That's what you do in the beginning. You pull them in, you reel them in, and then you release them in the beginning. In the back end, it's different. Right? Like, what would you tell your girlfriend? Like, the only other woman I would ever get on my knee for, push, is our daughter. Pull. Push, pull. That's it. So it's just a matter of where you place it. But you want to do pull pushes in the beginning for flirting purposes. And in the back end, when you have her, you want to invest more, give her a little bit of uncertainty in the way of, I don't like you, and then reel her in. I like you. That's how it should be. Let's see. I answered that one. There we go. I'm saying that. All right, I answered that one. Air match. Bro's laughing, but I'm being dead ass. If I was doing that on air mattresses, you have no excuse. Kids just haven't. All right, I answered that one too. What other platform am I on? YouTube. I'm that friend. Always have a room for my boys. Excellent, and we appreciate your service. Gotta have that friend, man. You gotta make at least one rich friend. Rich friends are so useful. When I was in high school, right, I pretty much went to this high school where there was a lot of rich kids, and there was this kid that lived very close to the school. Like his dad's mansion was like literally right there by the school, and we just like walk like a good 20, 25 minutes away. And, that's where the PlayStation 3 was. That's where, the goodies, the snacks, all that good stuff. But more importantly, it was a fucking mansion. So guess who had rooms to do whatever with whatever girls we might have invited. Very important for your formative years. I'll tell you that right now. 20, by the way, just moved to Cali. I don't have a car or privacy. That's cool. Yes, you do. Again, you're not being creative. You got to create your privacy. Privacy isn't just a room. Privacy can be the back of that one dumpster in that particular parking lot after 11 p.m. at night. Privacy is just about anywhere as long as you can't be heard or seen. You'll be fine. Trust me. And you're 20. You're too young to not be taking massive risks as far as sex goes. Like, come on. You're 20. You can build a shed and do that. You can build a treehouse. You can invest, what, $20? 30 at the most by now because of inflation, in a tent, a mobile tent you get from Amazon. Like, come on. Think, Mark. Think. There's ways to get pussy. And you're too young to be expected to have a house. So what's your excuse? You have none. Go and invest. In fact, that's the game right now. If you're below the age of 25, this is your new plan. Go and invest. I don't know how much it is. 20, 30, maybe at the most $40 in the mobile tents on Amazon. Invest another 25. Not even that. Like, what was the last time I bought one? $15, $17 for like a small twin size air mattress. It comes with a pump. You'll be fine. And then boom, you got yourself a pump. You got yourself a tent. All you got to do from there is carry it in a backpack and a duffel bag of some kind, and just hoist that shit around. You got yourself a mobile privacy, baby. Go to that one, parking lot, special spot in the woods. Use the bus, the train to get there. Maybe walk there if it's walkable. Whatever. That park. Wait till like 1 a.m. Have your date with this girl that you take to go get $2 glizzies on the side of the street because that's what you can afford right now. Take your glizzies, walk around the city, have fun. Again, you've already stashed your, air mattress in the duffel bag and stuff behind that one tree. I'm literally telling you stories from my life here. Stash that shit behind the tree. Have your date coincidentally walk into that particular area where you stashed it at the perfect time at night where no one is there. Set that shit up. Ask her, yeah, you want to come on a cool picnic with me? Have a few snacks in there, a few, Rice Krispie treats, cookies, a can of soda or two, ginger ale, Fanta, Coca-Cola, whatever, You ain't got it like that. That's what you can afford right now. Pump your air mattress, put the tent over, sit her down on the opposite side of that little twin mattress bed, share little snacks, and then, tell her to show her what that birthmark on her areola that she was talking about before was, what it looked like. Tell her to show it to you. Like, you're too young to be worried about stuff like that, man. Like, when there's a will, there's a way. That's what I'm trying to say. All right? You got it. Let's see. Wow, how about just make yourself a good time and attraction occurs, then they open up. Yeah, that sounds like good advice, except there's no practicality there now, is there, Nat? It's just make yourself a good time. What the fuck does that mean? Right, Nat? Nat? Make yourself. What does that mean, Nat? Give me a good, solid definition, Nat, and practical steps, Nat. Because that's what I do. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do, Nat. All right? Everybody trying to do my job. Make yourself a good time. Just be yourself. If that piece of advice actually worked the way you think it would, I wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have these many followers. Like, come on. All right, it's all about perception when it comes to those things, and I've dated outside of my race as well. What are we talking about? Shen? Oh, Shen is a black woman. Shout out to Shen. My real exam started. Keep me in your prayers, man. I hope you fail. No, I'm just playing. If you study, you don't need prayers. You pass exams by answering the questions correctly. That doesn't require prayer. That requires practice. But I do have faith in you. Also, are you going to come Sunday? Yes. I already told you guys. 12 p.m., right? Like 12 noon? Is that what we agreed on? I can't remember. Is it 12 or 2 p.m.? I can't remember what I wrote in my notes. What was it? I can't remember. But I know I agreed for a Sunday call for sure. Would you ever get tattoos, or do you have any? I have scars from the third world. Does that count? But I'm thinking about a tattoo idea, full sleeve on my left, and a little bit of a right shoulder one. I gotta get my mom and my mom and a few other people on my right leg. And all my tattoos, I don't even know if I should be saying this because this is my idea. And I've seen a few people like steal the idea. But this is my idea, right? It's gonna be a blackout tattoo with white ink. Because I figured it's not gonna be visible if I just do pure black ink on brown skin. So why not just black the skin out completely and then white ink on top of it so it's more visible. It pops that way. Right? Just, I got Bible scriptures to put on there. I got quotes. Got a bunch of stuff. Just told my other girlfriend I miss her. She needed it. She was feeling hella anxious since I spent my birthday with my next girl. Listen. I got stories. Like, my birthday was 2 days ago. Man. As what Jay say, and I just play it off as it's not that deep. Good. Very good. Well done. You're a pimp. Because I was gonna spend it with two of my girls, but my other girl just had a better plan. She be going all out for me. I love her so much. But yeah, I just decided to spend time with her, and she was the one I showed you guys on my TikTok. She made me like a little goofy shirt. She made me a bunch of shirts. She got me this ring. Like, this is how special this girl is. She got me this ring. I don't know if you can see this, right? But this is the Last Supper. And she knows how Christian I get. So I really appreciated this gift. Like, let me show you guys on YouTube. Look at this. Look at this ring. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like a gold sculpting of the Last Supper. Spent a pretty penny on it. Very impressive stuff. How am I not going to spend time with that girl? You know what I mean? Will the call be us randomly talking, or is there a topic to be planned? Don't worry. Just get on the call with me. I will lead the whole thing. Don't worry about it. I'll deal with that. But yeah, like this birthday girl stuff, like birthday and girlfriends, shit gets wicked. You feel me? But yeah, I love my girls, man. Especially this one. Let's see. Actually, let me go back to YouTube. It's been a while I've been on YouTube. Let's see. I know she's feeling me and I've been teasing her. Bet. Good. Make an approach guide for beginners. Already did. I made an entire course for it. It's called the Interview Light. That is what the Interview Light is for. Mystery says attraction, comfort, and then seduction. Do you mean to skip attraction and instead use comfort, then seduction? But according to Mystery, this leads to friend zone. If you already have attraction because she's already attracted to you, maybe it's because of your look, your aesthetic, whatever, then you already have attraction. The reason Mystery says don't skip the comfort is because a lot of men like to skip the comfort without building attraction first. In which case, and he's very right about that, by the way, that is how you go into the friend zone. But if you already have attraction for whatever reason, it's perfectly fine to just start out with comfort. Because you already have the license to build comfort. That's essentially what attraction is. Attraction is the license to build comfort. It's the permission you need to build comfort. You feel me? Very importante. Very importante. What do you mean some are acoustic? Is it because they sound like then TikTok joke? I meant autistic, but I can't say it the way like that for TikTok because they're gonna kick me off there. But autistic is the word I was saying. How does having a kid work? Like, feel like she would 100% use them as leverage against you. Well, if you're a bitch, yeah, but if you demonstrate that your kids are not your priority, just like she's not your priority, then she can't use your kids as your leverage, as leverage against you. And that sounds fucked up, right? Like, oh, don't allow your kids to be your world. But yeah, like essentially, really, I'm not even kidding. I'm not saying don't love your kids, right? Obviously, love your kids. Duh. Don't be a deadbeat dad. But a woman's job is to take away anything that you love. Everything. Anything. To test to see if you have the strength to keep being you when those things aren't there. Right? That's why Delilah took away Samson's hair. Right? That's why, what's her name? Bathsheba took away David's discipline. That's why King Solomon, oh, not King Solomon, I can't remember her name. I don't know, like he had this one Ethiopian bitch that was his favorite. She took away his connection to God. Right? That's how it works. A woman takes away that you love, that which you love the most. So you have two options. All right? One, love yourself the most. That way no one can ever take that from you. Two, go out of your way to pretend like you don't love that which you love the most, which is way harder because you're living a lie. Right? I go with option one. Just love yourself the most. Put yourself above all. Well, yourself and your God, for me, especially for me. God and me, which is God is me, which is I am a son of God, which is I am a God too, because if a dog gives birth to a dog, then a God gives birth to a God. And if I am the son of God, then I am God himself. I am God manifested. I am God expressing himself through physical form. All right, so me and my God, no one can take that away from me. I don't care where they put me, how they take my stuff away from me, what prison they put me in. They will never be able to take away my godliness, my godlyhood, right? And then everything else. So that way, I'm straight. No matter how this thing goes down, there's no leverage to be used against me. Everything is about sex except sex, which is about power. Any thoughts? That's funny. Who made that quote? Everything is about sex, except sex, which is about power. Interesting quote. He might be right. I might have to ponder over it a little bit more. But just hearing it off rip, like the first time around, it sounds like a bar. It sounds like it makes sense. Everything is about sex. I really do agree with that part right there. Because everyone likes to pretend like sex is just this filthy part of our lives that we, overcompensate for. But if you look at how evolutionary psychology is set up, how we as human beings are motivated, it all comes down to sex. It all comes down to reproduction. Now, the part I had to think about is sex itself is not about sex, it's about power. In some ways, yes. And it can be used to acquire power for sure. But is it all about power? I don't think so. But I have to think about it some more though. Can you explain this? I have a homeboy who's been talking to this girl for a year, but with a month break, she popped up married. Damn! A month break? Popped up married? Jesus. Sounds like your homeboy was never a factor, honestly. It just sounds like your homeboy was there to pass the time. I wouldn't worry about her too much. I like the live, guys. I appreciate that. Like the live. Appreciate the love and the support. Like the live, guys. Appreciate you. You owe me a couple with some Tyler Perry horse down. That's funny. You tell us that to love bomb, you need to make a girl feel strong emotions and positive and negative. Yes. I feel as though deliberately making a girl feel negative emotions is kind of unethical. How can I get over that guilt and provide some examples of what to do ethically to make a woman feel strong negative emotions, like without malicious intent. Okay, all right. So let's get one thing straight. If you're making a girl feel negative emotions to feel stronger emotions for you, would you call that malicious? Would you call that malice? Probably not. Because you're not doing it to hate her. You're not doing it to make her feel bad. You're doing it ultimately to make her feel strong emotions for you, which obviously you believe is a good thing, right? Now, that's one. Two, there is absolutely nothing, like there's no correlation between ethics and making her feel emotions. Maybe you feel like the only way to make her feel negative emotions for you is to do something unethical, which is very false. I will tell you that right now. You do not need to do anything unethical to make a woman feel negative emotions around you. Right? So don't connect those two in your mind. There's a massive difference between her feeling the way she does negatively and you doing something bad. Right? You can do something, I'll give you an example. Ignoring a girl's text for a week is enough to make her feel negative emotions around you, right? The anxiety from not hearing from you as much, the urgency to want to hear from you, the confusion as to why you fell off the face of the planet, even though you showed interest before. All these things are negative emotions. But on an ethical level, did you break any rules or bend any laws here? No. You just ignored the bitch for a week. That's it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Now, if you feel like even in doing that, you feel some kind of guilt, that's a deeper issue. That has nothing to do with women. That's a you thing. I don't know what your life looks like. Maybe you grew up religious. Maybe you grew up with a single mom. More than likely one of those two. That's why you're pedestalizing women in your mind. And because you pedestalize women in your mind, you think that it's wrong fundamentally to make them feel bad in any way. I'm about to dispel that for you. I'm about to snap you out of that, spell, right? Watch this. First of all, and this is very important to remember, women themselves have no sense of morality when it comes to your emotions. Don't forget that now. These are not angelic beings that float around and fart dust of gold. These are not benevolent creatures that are willing to do whatever it takes to protect you and your emotions. These are women. And in order to survive or feel safe, they will do whatever it takes, including fuck you over. Because for them, the game is not about how benevolent or nice or kind they are. The game is survival. Right? And sometimes, in their mind, their survival means your death. Keep that in mind. That's the first thing you have to keep in mind. The second thing, right, is that it's a game. It's ultimately a game. It's not consequential like you think it is. It might feel like it's consequential. And women will do whatever it takes to convince you that their emotions matter more than anything else. But I'm giving you permission from this day onward to realize it doesn't. Your emotions are just as valuable as hers. And are just as valuable as your left testicle. Like, it's just another piece of the puzzle in the game. Them feeling stuff is just another part, another aspect, another patch in the fucking game. Never take that to be law. Never take that seriously. It's one thing for a woman to act off her emotions. That's what they do. That's what they're designed to do, right? It's another thing if they can get you to mirror their emotions. That's when you're really fucked. Huh? That's when they can begin to really manipulate you. When they can convince you that you should behave differently because they feel a certain way. That's how women run game on you. That's how women run game on you. That is their game. You see how we talk about game and game technique and negging and push-pulls and teasing and flirting and increasing their sense of urgency and making them feel certain things and using validation against them. You know what they discuss behind closed doors? How to use the way they feel to make you behave differently. Do you get it? It's all one giant illusion to manipulate your behavior. Remember that. So never feel guilty about manipulating theirs. Never. Because that's what they're trying to do to you anyway. Think about it. Where do you think you get that sense of unease whenever you think about making a woman feel negative emotions? You didn't put it there. I'll tell you right now, God didn't put it there. That was not his design. That was not his intention. To make you feel ravenous guilt around making women feel emotions that they don't want to feel, or they would rather not feel. No one else put it there but women. That's why I said single mother. I'm pretty sure it's a single mother thing. Because that's like the calling card of a man that was raised by a single mother, is that he over pedestalizes women because that is what he was taught to do from a young age. Throughout his formative years, all he did was seek the validation of a woman, to tiptoe around the feelings of a woman. Mom will be angry. Mom will be sad. Mom might cry. Speaking as a man that was raised in his formative years by a woman, you want to know one of the most freeing days for me? When I watched my mom cry and I felt nothing. Now that's freedom. Sounds cold, I know. Sounds fucked up, I know. But that's the beginning of manhood. That is the beginning of manhood. When you can watch a woman try to manipulate your behavior and it doesn't work anymore. And by the way, I was right, just as a nice ending to that story. Them tears she was crying were fake anyway. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's not a game of morals or ethics or anything like that. Please get that out of your mind. Women don't care about ethics when they're cheating because they're doing it to replace you. They don't care about you, your feelings, or the ethics. Women don't care about ethics when they're ruthlessly choosing one guy over you or the other guy over you. They don't care about ethics when they're looking at your message on their phone and they're just choosing to completely ignore it. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't care because they don't. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying understand the game you're playing. This is not a game about who cares the most. So stop playing that game. In fact, it's a game about who cares the least. Keep that in mind. Let's see. AJ's, I'm at a low place in my life. I'm only recently started attracting women, but I don't know how to hold their attention. What should be my goal after introducing myself to women? Hey, baby. You back? All right. See you later. Girlfriend distracted me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was still reading the message, wasn't I? But I don't know how to hold their attention. What should be my goal after introducing myself to a woman? After introducing yourself to a woman part is throwing me off because I don't know why you would say that. Recently started attracting women, okay? So you just don't know what to do once you start talking to a girl. That's fine. Your goal is simple. Your goal is to make her start chasing your validation. So the moment you say hi to a woman, the first thing you have to think about is what can I say to make her qualify herself to me? Right? Say something, anything. Ask her an open-ended question. I personally suggest tease her, flirt with her. Say something that'll make her go a little bit into her own mind to try to worry about how she presents herself to you. So say something like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought you were really attractive when I was looking at you from over there, but now that I'm closer, yeah, you could have picked a better dress today. Why? What's wrong with my dress? Boom, you're winning. Oh, no, I'm just playing with you. What's your name, by the way? Right? You want to get her to start qualifying herself to you. Ask her for some small kinds of compliance, some bits of compliance, and then reward her for giving you that compliance. And then just repeat that cycle over and over and over again. If you want like a clear, cut out detail of this, because it's a lot that goes into that, go and get my course, The Interview Light. That is what it's all about. Exactly what you do step by step on the approach. Okay? You got it from there. Let's see. How to attain your level of world knowledge. Do a lot of shit. That's how. Like I am the way I am because I have literally lived across 3 continents, and I have done a lot of shit, and I have worked a lot of jobs, and I have talked to a lot of women, and I've dated and been with a lot of women, and yeah, just do a lot of stuff. I'm over here being this guy that runs this business. I also do a lot of CrossFit stuff. I do jiu-jitsu stuff. I just recently incorporated CrossFit into my life. I do kickboxing related stuff, so that's a lot of martial arts right there under my belt. And then on top of that, I'm trying to learn new languages. I'm trying to learn new skills for my business, for my work, for my craft, all this kind of stuff. Just be a busy motherfucker. The more you do, the more you get out the house, the more you know. I promise. I promise. Just do more. All right, back to TikTok. TikTok, stop to the up. Let's see. Do you recommend taking these "I'm looking for a relationship" women seriously? I mean, if she wants a relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. She just has to follow your lead. You know. With that said, though, um, it should be your lead, not hers. So if she's the one going, "I'm looking for a relationship," it's like, I'm not the sucker you're looking for. Right? I'm not the kind of guy that you can sucker into a long-term relationship because that's what you happen to want. No, you're gonna do what I say because I'm the gatekeeper here. All right, that should be the attitude. So you don't have to take him seriously or not. Just understand she has to follow your lead, and she has to understand that. Let's see. Jace, I can't stay right now, but I'm with Latina girl again. Oh, fair enough. Right there. Is it true that she stops right before the bedroom action or has an X date rule? She's a bop. It's not that plain cut simple. Like, women treat you depending on how you treat them. So if she's trying to be a good girl in front of you, that tells me that you presented yourself like a good boy in front of her. Right? With that said, though, last minute resistance is a thing. Right? So her trying to, save face like that, it's fairly normal. It doesn't necessarily mean she's a bop. What's your definition of a wifey material girl? Oh, simple. Is she hot? Does she listen to me? Boom, wifey. That's it. The irony of the game, right, is that the better you get at understanding women and understanding what they are, you realize there's only really two criteria that matters as far as women go. Every other one is something you can add or remove depending on your own personal taste. Because you really do have that much control over women. You have control over what they like, what they don't like, what they share, what they don't share, all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, you're really looking out for two different things. Do you find her attractive? And not like just I can fuck her. Does your body long for her? Is she very attractive to you? And two, does she follow your lead? If those two things are set, nothing else fucking matters. Honestly, I don't care. Oh, but what if she has too many tattoos? You can get her to remove them because she listens to you. Oh, but what if she's an atheist and I'm a Christian? You can get her to convert because she listens to you. Oh, what if she doesn't eat the kind of foods I eat and I eat this kind of foods and you can get her to change because she listens to you. And again, you'll eat no matter how much resistance she may put up from time to time, right? Because that will happen from time to time. She's hot. So because she's beautiful, you as a man on a biological level, you would want to invest more into that. Like, you know what? I'll let this slide. She's a hot chick, whatever. As opposed to if you were dating a whale and you'd be like, just get the fuck out of here with that shit. You would be so impatient with a girl you don't find genuinely attractive. All right, but if she's hot, well, hell yeah. Okay, cool. With this other girl, I would have tossed her to the curb. But with you, I'm gonna give you 2 more chances. That's all you get. 2 more chances, right? So yeah, that's all you need. Hot, compliant. Let's see. I'm 20, by the way. Just move. All right, answer that one. How do you handle emotional women, like crying when she tries to express her feelings? So, like all women? Y'all trying to put them in like categories and types that don't exist. It's all women, bro. I'm telling you. They all cry. They all cry. Like, even the iciest, coldest girls I've ever dated at some point have a breaking point and they show emotion. It's women. They're very emotional. They feel everything, bro. Everything at the same time. In their mind, in their heart, in their bodies. So, yeah, that's all of them. How do you deal with that? Don't be emotional with them. That's it. Do not be emotional with them. I'm looking at you, Kay. No, I'm just messing with you, right? Nah, but don't be emotional with them. That's the rule. Like they get that emotional because they trust that you can handle them when they're like that, and you should be able to, right? Reassurance is not a bad thing. A little verbal reassurance goes a long way if it's warranted, right? Don't just be out here making her feel good just because she cries. Sometimes they deserve to cry. Let them, leave them to cry. But for the most part, yeah, like yeah, it's all women, dude. Let's see. What's your definition of applying pressure? Because women want it, but I feel like it's pursuing. Yeah, pursuing is not bad. Chasing is bad. Pursuing is not bad. Applying pressure would be like the number of attempts, I say. If you're trying to talk to a woman, and for whatever reason she's not giving you any clear indications of disinterest, but she's not necessarily giving you too much of an indication of interest either, you are allowed to make more than one attempt. You're allowed to double text as long as there's enough time between the first text and the second text. You're allowed to reapproach as long as there's enough time that has passed between both approaches, right? But the point is, in general, just make sure, right, that you're making that second, and third, and fourth attempt. It's okay. Could you make a video series about your? I already answered that one. Do you go live on Twitch? No, never been on Twitch, never been on Kick. I have no idea what those are. She's running game. Probably saw it on TikTok. Hello. Yeah. Bro, you missed out on some play just for your pride. Yeah. When you have the kind of abundance I have, you can do that. And that's the point. Like, you just talk to me like the way that logic you just had. That's exactly what I expect someone with like a body count of 3 to say. Oh, you just missed out on some play for your pride? Absolutely, because I can. You want to know what I did when I got into my car? I drove to my girlfriend's house. Duh. That's the point. When you live in that kind of abundance, you can do that. That's the point. But here's the irony to it, though. You're not going to live in that kind of abundance if you can't do that. That's what I keep trying to explain to you guys. Like, you want all the women in your life. You want that abundance. You want to see your phone and it's buzzing all the time. There's nothing but hot girls in there, right? But you don't want to have the ability to say no to them when they go out of line. You don't want to have the ability to charge them to the game. How will they come? Why will they come? They know you need them. And once a woman knows you need her, she don't want you no more, bro. Get that girl in question. Again, listen to what I said in the story. When I left there, it was nothing but missed calls. I still see her fucking Snapchats from time to time. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't even know how she added me on Snapchat. But I probably did it by accident. I don't know. But you get the point. Like, when you demonstrate that, they want you more. That's how it happens. That's why it works. So do you think if I went back to that girl right now and I said, listen, what you just did that time, that was goofy. Here's what I want you to do to make up for all that. You're going to invite me to your place. You're going to cook a large meal for me. We're going to have a nice little candlelit dinner in your place. Just me and you, on you. And then afterwards, we're going to go to your bedroom, and I'm going to see what that's all about. Do you think she's going to say no? I just don't need to. Again, because abundance. I got other girls I got to get to first. That's the point. That's the fucking point. But yeah, hopefully that landed somewhere. I don't know. Oh boy, do you ever approach women at the gym? I always tell you guys, when it comes to approaching at the gym, it's warm approaches, right? It's easier to approach at the gym when you're already known at the gym, when you have a reputation at the gym, when everyone, like all the staff knows you on like a first name basis. So by the time you approach the girl in question, it doesn't feel like an approach. It feels like, oh, that's just that cool guy I'm used to seeing at the gym trying to get something from me, like trying to say hi to me, right? In fact, the best line at the gym, and again, in a warm approach situation, would literally just walk up to him and be like, listen, I'm trying to do some head thrusts. I see you're the best at it in this gym. Can you teach me? Boom. You're in a conversation now. But again, that's after a good 2 or 3 months of her getting used to your face. You see what I'm saying? Gym question got asked like 500 times. Hey, dude, it's new people in the live. What am I going to do? Not answer the question again? Like, I'm going to. I'm happy about the gym questions, though, because that means enough guys are going to the gym. I'm happy about that. There's very few men on planet that actually do anything to take care of their bodies, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm happy about it. I don't mind it. Let's see. Finish the story after you saw the missed calls. Did you contact back, hang out again, or ghost her forever? At this point, ghost her forever. If I feel like it one day, I'll go back to her, see what that shit banging on. But for now, I have absolutely no interest. Absolutely none. I think the guy was talking about no, I answered that. Is yo what's up a valid opener when you see a girl randomly off guard? Yeah, but then you have to follow up with something else. All my openers start the same way, essentially. Well, maybe not always, but I'm always gonna say something like "excuse me" or "excuse me, miss," and then I go into the opener. Like you gotta have something to get their attention. Excuse me, miss, and then boom, opener. But yeah, is it possible to escalate to what? Oh, sex tension. What? From the jump without having push pull teased? Like escalate the tension? No. Create the tension, yes, but escalate from the jump? Absolutely not. In fact, that defeats the definition of escalation. Absolutely not. Yeah, he's spitting. I've experienced this shit in high school. Indeed, having a lot of self belief and the pull shrinking. Listen, man, people don't get that. A lot of people don't understand that. I'm trying to spit to y'all. Once you get past a certain level of arrogance, there's a lot of women you can never get ever again. No cap, my goal for cold approach is literally to reach your levels of abundance. There you go, and it's fun up here. It's really fucking fun up here. Let me go to YouTube real quick. Is it a red flag if she was single for a very long time? Absolutely, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because now you have to compete with whatever man she's created in her head. That's the issue with every girl you'll ever get, you will have to be competing with someone else for her. The difference between a girl that already has a boyfriend or was just in a relationship and the girl that's been single for years is that with the girl that's already been in a relationship recently or is still in one, there's an actual real life person with flaws and faults that you can outcompete. With the girl that's been single for years, she has built an imaginary man in her head. It's almost impossible to beat that guy. So whenever you see a girl that's been single for years, just leave her to be single for years, man. It'll save you a lot of stress, a lot of heartache, because that girl has been single for years for a reason. So just throw that fish back in the water, man. Throw that fish back in the water. You don't need those problems. You don't need those problems. Now, if you're at my skill level, it's a little different. You can decide from there. But for most of you, throw that fish back in the water. Throw that fish back in the water. Let's see. What's a smart way to practice cold approach? Be very vigilant about how the tension is distributed. As in how much tension you feel and how much tension you're making her feel. That's the most important part. From there, you can stack on top of that and start worrying about the validation and how much of it you're giving, how little of it you're giving, your timing around how you give validation, etc. And then from there, worry about the compliance you're getting in exchange for that validation and how you reward that, So it's this different levels, but it always starts with tension. Tension, validation, compliance. Well, actually, tension, compliance, validation. Let's see. Can a guy who is a go-getter and not a natural still get a good read when dealing with chicks because you can get success through learning from YouTube? I don't get it. A guy that's a go-getter and not a natural get a good read with dealing with chicks. Yeah, but there's no difference between the guy that's a go-getter and the guy that's a bum getting good with chicks. If they're both starting from zero, they're both starting from zero. The guy being a go-getter, hopefully all his skills and discipline in being a go-getter transfer over into getting a chick and the skills that are involved in that, right? But it's still the skills you got to learn. You being a go-getter doesn't necessarily give you any major advantage, in my opinion, in my experience. And that's coming from a go-getter, by the way. So literally, it just comes down to how willing you are to learn and fail fast and make all your mistakes as quickly as possible. If you can get through that quickly enough, you should be fine. Bro, the reason X was killed was because of Drake. Hate this guy, man. Imagine how big X would be. That's one of the major deaths in hip hop that really hurts to this day. Like I'm over most of them. I'm over most of them, but X and Juice World. Why the good ones gotta go? You know what I mean? X, Juice World, and Peep, man. Shout out to them. R.I.P. them. X would be bigger than Kendrick, right? He'll be bigger than everybody. X was supposed to be the next Kanye, but like with the crowd appeal of a Drake. Like, oh my God, man. We will never understand how much we lost when X died, man. That man made a hit from the sound his BMW car made when you open it. Did you know that? That was where he sampled the beat for Sad. If you heard the song Sad. Who am I? Someone that's afraid to let go. He samples that beat from his BMW, like the sound it makes when you open the car. Ridiculous talent. Ridiculous talent. Ain't that some Kanye shit? And no one gave him props for his production. Like, yeah, he was an amazing rapper, he was an amazing singer, but he made all those beats himself. Like, are we kidding? Talented, man. We'll never understand how much we lost when that kid died. What causes you to get that level of investment where they become jealous, and how can you make them that way? Where they become jealous, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Worry more about just making an impact in them. Right? When you make an impact, when you, like, again, everything you do that is demonstrating that you have power and you have psychological position over her is making her feel more emotional investment for you. So just keep doing that. Right? Keep the flirting up, keep the teasing up, keep the urgency up, your time, your validation, your attention. Distribute those correctly and you should be fine. When you say front end versus back end, is it post and pre-sex? Yes. What would you say in the best possible way to get respect, especially from women? Take massive risks. The best way to gain respect from a woman is to disagree with her. A mentor told me that. One of my mentors told me that. The best way to gain respect from a woman is to disagree with her and not change your mind. Literally. That's how you do it. Let's see. Are girls attracted to the feeling of tension, or is it the relief afterwards? It's both, honestly. They're attracted to the excitement that tension comes with. It feels bad mostly, but they do like the drama of it all. And then in the back end, they also like, the feeling of relief when they finally come down from it, for sure. What's that? What was that unique sound just now? I don't know. Maybe it was a gift. If anyone gave me a gift, thank you. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, King Henry? How you doing? My girl asked me to buy her dinner. Should I do it? Yeah, but tell her to give you 50 push-ups first. All right, back to TikTok. Let's see. I remember she self rejected because she thought I'm too good and it's going too smooth. After ghosting her for a year and got back with her about she's afraid to not get hurt. About how she's not afraid. This is confusing for me, Cosmo. You got to type slower and get a test again. What do you think about Tate? Test of judging, huh? I have no idea what any of that means. 50 push-ups first. Oh, hell yeah, I mean that. And I mean that too. 50. She wants dinner, 50 push-ups. Like, you got to learn to use the time and attention you have to a girl as a result, like, as a reward for her good behavior. Don't give your girl stuff just because she's your girl. Give her good stuff because she's been good to you. That creates that dynamic where she feels like she has to work for it, which is good. Todd said teasing girls about their wifey qualities will hurt you because they'll feel judged. When you say wifey qualities, what are you talking about exactly? Like teasing girls about their wifing qualities? What do you mean by that? Let's see. Cosmin, fix all that. I don't know what that is. And yeah, I agree. When it comes to the importance of body count, people blow it way out of proportion. Indeed. Um, Interesting. There's a difference between push pull. I already answered that one. A girl playfully called me a dog while on the call with her male bestie, and I kicked her out. You know she did it playfully, so why did you kick her out? Why? I don't get it. Why? I don't get that emotional response. So you know she did it playfully, but you still treated it like she was doing it seriously. Why? Why do you do that? How do you feel about your contributions to misogyny for the next generation? Fantastic, actually. Fantastic. I feel great. The only women that think what I say is misogynistic are the ugly ones. To be honest, don't really care. So that's how I feel about it. Hot girls don't talk like that. They just don't. Let me see what you look like. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, come on, like, you think I would want to be seen in public with you? Like, come on. Like, oh, your opinion, oh, misogyny. The only girls that think what I say is misogynistic are girls that can't get men of my caliber. It is what it is, and it's okay. You don't have to be mad at me for it. All these exclamation marks and calling me Dusty. Oh, Dusty. Is that what they call black dudes now? Dusty? Which is funny. But yeah, I'm Nigerian, by the way, so that doesn't even affect me. So, you know. Oh, hey, Munsif, how you been, man? Hey, Jay, so I recently watched Mea Culpa, and I couldn't help but notice the main dude was doing stuff like saying please multiple times in text, apologizing quite a bit. Is that because since he's already being tried for murder, he needs to offset that with more provider type energy? Essentially, yes. I'm happy you called that too. Because when you're on trial for murder, you can't you're acting like a murderer. It doesn't help your case, right? So absolutely, he was going out of his way to seem a lot less threatening than the world was putting on him. See, so yeah, definitely keep that in mind. Let's see. Oh, your screen recording. I hope you screen save this. By the way, Mimi West. Please let the world know I think you're not attractive, and that's why you have your opinions, and that's why I have mine. It's very important that you let the world know that. Very, very important. Because I'm tired of the world acting like there's not two caliber of women and people in general. But there's women that think masculine men are cool, and then there's women that think masculine men are misogynist. And I've come to find that the women who think masculine men are misogynist are not women I want to be seen with in public anyway. So I don't care. I'll be upload that wherever you need to. I mean, I already uploaded a bunch of videos like this, so I don't even know how that's gonna help anybody. But yeah, I only care about the opinion of attractive women with high self-esteem. Anyone else can. I don't care. Let's see. Is it true if she wants a lot of dates before action? She's trying to convince herself she likes you. Yes. Yes, that means there's no attraction there. There's no sexual tension. If there was, if there was, she wouldn't need that many. She wouldn't. She would be looking for an opportunity to get naked with you. Uh, let's see. I say that because of a situation that got a few months ago. This girl I started off as a provider. Huh? What? This girl I started off as a provider. What girl starts off as a provider? I don't get it. Oh, you started off as a provider. Is that what you meant to say? Well, you're kind of fucked then, right? Taking it slow, but at the fourth date, I asked to go to her place and she got mad and became really cold after it, as if it was a crime to ask for it. Yes, it was. It was a crime to ask for it because you're a provider type. That's not your place. You don't get to ask for favors like that when you're not in a position to ask. How dare you? Was it because since I presented myself that? Yes, it was literally because of that. That is exactly why it happened. That is exactly why it happened. Let's see. Uh, long-term guy, she was offended that I asked. Yes. Let's see. A Christian guy saying to be free to share your body temple to hell. You just condemn me to hell? You're not a Christian. Christians don't do that. That ring was definitely thoughtful as she worked for her time and validation. Exactly. It's very beautiful. Let's see. Leave Mimi alone. She's fun. I like the banter. Leave her alone. I was waiting for you to respond to her. That's cool. That's cool. Leave her alone. Like they need to learn. Like, I feel like enough men like me aren't saying it enough because most of the time men like me will be like, oh, it's just girls we don't care about, just don't give them any attention. But now you got to know, like, there's a reason we don't do that. Like, you have to know we're going out of our way to annoy you and ignore you on purpose. It's happening. It was a little voice in your head telling you, like, are these guys avoiding me? Yes we are. Yes we are. And that kind of attitude is why. Yes. We've all, in fact, we have a group chat. Guys, don't tell them about it. We have a secret group chat where we have all your names and faces. We're like, yeah, this girl, we don't want her. This one relegated to the side chick forever. You're in the side chick forever zone. And honestly, only the guys 5 and below even worry about you. Right? So do with that information what you will, Mimi. Okay, that was mean. Even for me, that was a little mean, man. Like, come on. See what you're making me do, Mimi? Anyway, let me see. Humans do that every day. Join two energies to create one. Indeed. Life is just a series of choosing the lies that are the closest to the truth. Huh, that's a good way to put it. That's a bar. Life is just a series of choosing the lies that are closest to the truth. Interesting. The secret of the group chat. There's a group chat. Don't tell them I told you, though. Preach, Pastor Jace, preach. Hallelujah. Praise God. Nah, not to mock, but for real, praise God. He is good. Let's see. Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. Amen. Make it conditional. Interesting. Dark game. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all some dark. Let me see my laptop real quick. Which dark game nugget shall I give you, my disciples? Which one? I'm literally opening the dark game folder right now on the laptop. What kind of dark game you guys want? Back end stuff, front end stuff, online dating stuff, cold approach stuff, warm approach stuff. Like, what kind of dark game? Sex stuff? Is it sex? I probably want sex stuff. What kind of dark game are we talking about? Aaron, make her do something equal to buying her food. Oh, that's good. That's cute. That's one way to do it. I've always had a hard time figuring out, what I should ask for because I genuinely don't need anything. Yes, you do. Yes, what? Yes, you do. Absolutely. We all have needs. What you talking about? Get her to make food for you. Get her to run an errand for you. Something. Bro, I was literally raised in a single mother home. You predicted that shit perfectly. Hey, what can I say? I know what I'm talking about. How the fuck did you know that? Experience. That's how. Experience, man. Experience. Certain problems follow certain kinds of men. And I'm able to predict with like fairly 98% accuracy. That's why I'm such a good coach. Like, imagine I was out here trying to tell you guys I'm a coach, but I didn't know how to identify your problems. That'd be really stupid now, wouldn't it? But yeah, experience. Certain type of problems follow certain types of men, and over 10 plus years, coming up on 11 years now, of running game and just dealing with women and also dealing with helping dudes for like at least the last 5, things pop up. Patterns show. Also, I appreciate the pep talk. I'm gonna rewatch that in a few times after. Thank you. I'm happy you got value out of this, man. I really am. Hey, Jason, is the interview almost done? Pretty much, just a little more editing, and then we can pop it up there. I don't even think I pedestalize a woman like that, but maybe I do. Like when you're raised by a single mom, right, in a single mom home, the pedestalization happens subtly. It's in the way you fear and revere the mom. It's in the things you do and like adjust your behavior to make sure the mom isn't pissed off or angry. and then you transfer that pleasing behavior to the women you date. That's how it happens. Let's see. But maybe I do. Yeah. Possibly Prav. What time is it? Oh, damn! I gotta go soon, guys. I gotta bounce. I have to break my fast. I seen you do something. She got to follow my lead. Good, good, good. How do you cold approach? I know you have to push pull, but I don't know how to properly and end up missing. Go and get my course. Get the interview light. See, everyone is even telling you in the chat because they are in it and they'll vouch for the quality of it. Literally, go and get the interview light, and it's not even been through the upgrade yet, and it's already worth every penny. So literally, go and get it right now. It sounds like you don't have it. Buy it. See, even King Henry's telling you. Literally, go buy it. Is it true that girls has to feel? A girl, I'm guessing you meant to say, has to feel tense just before you kiss her for the first time? Absolutely. What, she should be relaxed? No. Tension. Tension is your key. Bro, was I wrong reaching out? She tried gaslighting me. I warned her, and we went no contact for a month. Reached out today, but she declined my call. Yeah, you were wrong. You were definitely wrong. Okay, why did you go no contact though? What for? What was the reason? No contact, I keep telling you guys, only works if you have demonstrated power before you go no contact. You can't use no contact to reestablish power in most cases. In most cases, you have to establish power and authority and psychological positioning, then you can disappear. Before then, before that point, it's just like, out of sight, out of mind. She doesn't care. She does not care. Let's see. Jace the GOAT, nigga. Thank you. Appreciate that. I can say that on YouTube. Maybe not TikTok, but I can say that on YouTube. If a girl responds to you after leaving you on red, can you leave her response on red too? Haha. Or would that make you look reactive and weak? The only time you should, I shouldn't say it like that. I'll put it like this. If you're a busy guy, then you're a busy guy, dude. It is what it is. Sometimes you leave bitches on red. It is what it is. Literally. So don't do it as a way to get back at her. Just, if it happens to happen, it happens to happen. You feel me? But don't go out of your way to do it. I asked her for push-ups and she said her period is killing her. Okay, make her do less. Instead of 50, get 10 out of her. See what happens. Mod requirements. You're not quite there yet, Asasio. Not quite there yet. You're not in the running quite yet. Let's see. Front end, online dating, front end. Okay. What if a girl, I asked for money, y'all pretty much just met. Oh, what if a girl asks for money from you? That means she thinks of you as a sucker. That, or you're just dealing with these broke chicks, man. Where? Listen, maybe it's because of me, right? I date bougie chicks. I date nice, bougie, pretty girls. That's who I date. The kind of girls I date would never think it's appropriate or like etiquette. Is that the word I'm looking for? They have enough etiquette to know that asking someone for money on the first time is weird. So my favorite women in my life have never asked me for money. Literally never. I mean, they're rich as fuck too, but at the same time, you see what I'm saying? Why are you dealing with these ghetto... I don't want to use words like that because that's unfair. Because I'm from the ghetto if you really think about it. But if you want life to be a certain way and you want to live your life at a certain standard, then you should carry yourself like that. And you shouldn't associate yourself with certain type of people. You just shouldn't. And because I know someone out there is going to try to make this. It is not a race thing. This has nothing to do with race. Don't even bring that up. There's ghetto bitches in every fucking race. All right, this is not a race thing. This is an elitist thing. I am not racist. I am elitist. This is not a race thing. This is a caliber of person thing. It's very important, right? Make sure you're dealing with the kind of women that you aspire to be with, not women that, ugh. You feel me? I will challenge everyone who says other than front end to an MMA fight. That's crazy. Okay, front end stuff. Front end committed. Let's go into that file. I think everyone's made a decision. Front end game stuff. Front end. Let's double click on that. All right, front end. What y'all want to know as far as dark game in the front end? Do you want to know more flirting technique, more stuff about breaking the touch barrier, body language. There's some weird stuff in here about like neuro-linguistic programming and conversational hypnosis. We can go over that. Do you want stuff about pulling two girls from the club at the same time? The timing with buying drinks. Do you want... Wait, where is that, by the way? I know I had it here. No, that's not it. I can't even give you that one yet. That one is unprepared. That one is still in the testing phase. Yes, there's a lot of stuff here that's still in the testing phase. I don't put stuff out until I'm sure it works 100, maybe not 100% of the time, but more times than it doesn't. You feel me? I can't tell you that one quite yet, but what kind of front end stuff do you guys want? Let me know. What kind of front end? Hold on, let me go to TikTok real quick. What kind of front end stuff? Let's see. I still love him not moving onto another guy, but definitely focusing on myself. Oh, hey Jackie, how you doing, girl? How do you recommend waiting to get the second date after a nice first one? Also, what's your take on waiting to text after the first date? Give it a week. A week is nice. A week is solid. A week is cool. You're not too eager, but at the same time, you're not waiting too long, if you will. A week is fine. Interesting, Ryu. Okay, look at you making progress. What's up, broski? Oh, how you doing, Hector? How you doing, Cody? Are you Jamaican? Yeah, man. Man, 100% Jamaican. No, I'm just playing. I'm Nigerian, which is just, Jamaican with less steps, essentially. But shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to Jamaica. I love Jamaica. What Burna Boy say? All of the best pum pum they are Kingston, so me buy Birkin for Jada Kingdom. Shout out Jamaica, baby. What if she had a black boyfriend? That's hard. Man, who cares? Don't ever. Let me tell you something, guys. Oh, that's Carlos. What's going on, Carlos? Don't ever allow another man's dick to dictate your behavior. That's when you truly become his slave. Oh, she had a black boyfriend. So what now? You're going to completely change your ways around her because she had a black boyfriend? So what? So what? That's not how you move through life. You can't allow other people to create your own blockades and limits. That just makes you weak to them. That makes you pathetic. Okay? Be very, vigilant about that. Don't be out here making decisions because someone else did something. Who fucking cares? Let's see. What would you do if a girl asked you for money and y'all pretty much already answered that one? Oh, it's you here. Ha ha. That's funny. That's smart. You came over to YouTube. Jace, you're literally on mute right now. I don't know if you said anything. Still at her place. About to leave. I'll say the same thing again. We can talk it over. We'll talk it over. I guess I just missed the timing with that. That's fine. What's your thoughts on dating single moms? I genuinely don't see anything wrong with that. If you want to do it, do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I would never judge a man if that's how he wants to go. But just don't do it like a bitch, though. That's my only thing. You can do whatever you want with women, guys. I don't care. But just make sure you're coming from a place of power. There's a difference between a stepdad and a dad that stepped up, if you know what I mean. There's a man that could get anything in any woman he wanted, but he genuinely loved her and the kids. And he stepped in and he's like, oh, you know what? I'll deal with the situation here. Versus the guy who can't get anything and he's dealing with that situation because he has no choice. Right? So always attack every situation from a place of abundance. You feel me? That's what's important. So you can start to pursue your girl as long as you wait enough between two attempts? Yes, exactly. Example, if she's using already, you can double text. You can if you wait a week. Absolutely. Let's see. Lose a thumb ring, man. Under ring, cool. Yo, fada. Jim question got asked like forever times. Yeah, I did. No cap. My goal for already answered that one. You're spot on. This girl I went on a date with told me she was single for 6 years during the date. She was always comparing me to her ex, how I look like him, even show me pics off of a few months ago. Ew. Also, when a first date goes bad, how do you know if it was your fault or hers? I always have this problem. I don't know if I should blame myself for failing or telling me it's the girl that's not fit for me because I want to progress. So I try to take responsibility as much as possible. But The problem is that with that, you feel like, hold on, you're having to fix everything, every little thing. Good, good. Summary, it's your fault. It's all your fault. I don't care why. Oh, you feel like you have to fix every little thing. Yes, fix every little thing. Because she won't. I don't know what you expect of women. She's not going to. So yes, fix every little thing. It's your fault. But here's the beauty of it. Once you take all the responsibility, you also take all the power. So the moment you take responsibility for everything, you also hold all the power. That's the good news to taking responsibility. You feel me? It's very important. Very, very important. Let's see. How to increase your self-esteem. Do things that will make you increase your self-respect because they're closely tied to each other. Here's how it works. Self-esteem is the cousin of self-image, right? And you have your self-image because of the things you've done that you've witnessed yourself do. So that's the line. Self-esteem, self-image, self-respect. If you do things to increase your own respect, because this is how it works, right? You can't begin to increase the respect of other people until you increase your own respect in your own eyes. So if you do things to increase your own respect, you do things to increase your own self-image. When your self-image is bolstered, then your esteem goes up with it. So begin to do things that will make you own your own respect. That's what you got to do. Let's see. I was waiting for you to respond to. Yeah. I'm in a paradox. I got friends at the gym, but they want the same girl as me. They be together. If they're your friends, why don't you just call dibs? Calling dibs doesn't even work. Dibs is such a childish thing because at the end of the day, it's the girl that chooses what she wants. The women choose. So in a situation like that, him wanting her doesn't matter if she already wants you. Versus, and vice versa. You wanting her doesn't matter if she already wants him. You feel me? Something to keep in mind. Front end. Okay, everyone's saying that. Is there any idea as to why feminists have an issue with masculine nature of God, him? The pronoun him seems to trigger them a lot. I don't know why. Oh, that's because they hate men, though. It's not more complex than that. They hate men, and they see God as a man, and then they hate God. So, which is ironic because God isn't even a man. God is God. God is beyond gender. But, the point is, I genuinely, I speak roughly to these women from time to time, but I genuinely have empathy for them. Like with Mimi, you don't know what's been, her experience. You don't know what Mimi's been through, man. For her to think, be comfortable enough to try to talk to me like that. I don't know. I don't know what happened in her life. I don't know what black men, because she clearly has a thing for black men, or an issue with black men. But I don't know what black men, offended her, or wronged her, or disappointed her, or shattered her expectations. I don't know. But women especially, don't get that angry unless they've been through that kind of experience. So in a way, even in me roasting these bitches, I still got some sympathy for them, man. Mimi needs a hug. Not from me. I'm not hugging that bitch. But she needs a hug. You feel me? It is what it is. They've just been hurt by men, unfortunately. And they're trying to put all of us in that same boat. And that's not fair to us, but I guess I completely understand it. If I were that illogical and irrational, then I would do the exact same thing too. Can't be too mad. Mea Culpa was a good recommendation, my dude. Thank you. I got the shows on me, baby. I got them. I'm telling you, I'm the guy you come to. You want to watch a new show? You want a new movie? I got you. I'm the guy. How do you establish your power before going no contact? You do something that is in direct contradiction to everything you were doing that made her lose attraction for you to begin with. Jace, are you here? I'm here, and I'm here. I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm here. I'm here. I'm everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, all that. Let's see. And they're mad that they can't attract men like Jace. Exactly. Body language. One vote for body language. Probably won't win that. At the office, high caliber women. Exactly. Good. I want 10K in a month, for real. I need to hit that more consistently. Talking to this girl, I don't know if she's just shy or just not interested. She went out with me. She flirts back. Okay? I don't see what the problem is. She's going out with you. She's flirting back. Did you escalate past that point? Did you try to get naked with her? Maybe try that. I don't know. For example, a professional woman, hot one. Yeah. What about the professional? Like how to get one? Is that what you're saying? Professional women are more sex deprived than regular women because they have to live in a masculine world that is in direct contradiction to their natural feminine nature all the time. So if you force a professional woman to treat you like a man by treating her like a woman, by reminding her she's a woman, you got her. The head was amazing, not gonna lie. Congratulations. Can you explain the double standard of dating out your race? I think black women are bitter about this. Yes, they are. Not all of them, obviously. There's a few really good ones, really attractive ones, but the whole let me give you the real answer, so I don't confuse anyone about the whole dating outside your race thing. It doesn't matter, right? Dating outside your race and within your race. In fact, I'm still sure most people date within your race because most people are comfort seekers. So I would say, just by pure number and percentages, most people date within their race. Duh, because most people are, again, comfort seekers. But here's how it works. When you're attractive enough and you're smart enough, you can communicate with people that don't have the exact same life experience as you effectively. That's one thing to think about. Second thing, this is even more important. People want to date who they want. The high caliber, highly attractive people they want. And they will do whatever it takes, especially the people that aren't as attractive. They will do whatever it takes to shamelessly try to manipulate the behavior of those attractive people that they want. So those people have to choose them. I cannot tell you how many times I've had black women try to bully me into dating black women more frequently than I do. TikTok won't let me say all the things I did. Let me go to YouTube. All right, I'll see you on YouTube. I probably shouldn't even be saying this on TikTok. I'll be saying this on YouTube. But yeah, it's like people are trying to manipulate the behavior of the kind of people they want to date. The problem is they suck at it. All right, I have never once thought I'm gonna date a black woman because those black girls were right. I should date a black woman because they look like my mom. Which, by the way, one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life. I had a girl literally go like, "You should date women that look like your mom." I'm like, because I'm ancestral? What is wrong with you? They say these things and don't even hear how ridiculous they sound because they're so concerned with getting what they want, without really stepping back and be like, you know what? Let me observe what it is I'm saying and see if it makes any sense. You see what I'm saying? And by the way, it's not just black women. Every race of women does this to some degree. Black women are the most pronounced for whatever reason. I would associate that to some kind of low self-esteem there. But yeah, it's every race. I mean, shit. Me personally, and maybe this is because I have some friends that are from India, but I've seen this the most with Indian men, ironically enough. I've seen this the most with Indian men. I've seen this the most with Chinese men. For whatever reason, they are very concerned about trying to make sure that their women are staying within their culture. Like for them, they don't even use color; they use culture. Oh, you got to be loyal to your culture. You got to have babies that look just like you. Da, 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 da. It's all an attempt to manipulate the girls that they want into staying with them and being with them. You see what I'm saying? Because again, it's all a lack of abundance. Do you ever see me talk about black women need to date black men? No, because I live in abundance. I date whoever the fuck I want. Black women, white women, Puerto Rican women, the big booty Latina bitches. I date who I want. I date who the hell I want. Whoever the hell I want. That's because I have abundance. So because I have abundance, I don't act from a place of scarcity and care too much what black women are up to. I'm elated when black women date outside their race. At least by then, at that point, they're not complaining about me and what I'm doing. Damn, I hope they do that more. I love this. Me and my girl were watching it last night. The Black Wife Effect. Oh, I love that fucking challenge. It's my favorite thing on the internet right now. Second to the Kendrick and Drake beef and stuff like that, right? But I love that challenge. Hell yeah. Take these crusty ass white or Hispanic or Asian dudes and turn them into fucking G's? Hell yeah. Get some flavor in there, baby. That's my favorite shit to watch right now. But again, I can say that because I live in my own abundance. That's cool for me. I'm okay with that. I don't feel like, black women belong to me. You know how goofy it is when black women say stuff like that? Not all black women, of course, but like those that small pocket of black women that are always so loud, saying the goofiest shit. Oh, you have to date within your race. Our black men. Our black. I don't belong to nobody but my bitches. What are you talking about? Only bitches that can lay claim on me are the ones that have invested in me. Every other girl out there, and if you think something as goofy as skin color somehow connects us, you're out of your mind. Ever living mind. Fuck is you talking about? I noticed that too with South Asians as well. They say that a white girl will never love you as much as them. That's funny. That's so funny. But yeah, I've heard of a bunch of that too. It's very funny. But yeah, everyone just needs to stop living in that kind of goofy abundance and scarcity. You know, gave you a short version of the spill on YouTube. Okay, fine. Let me go back to YouTube actually. Let me see what's going on there. Let's see. There we go. Finally first in my life. I'm finally first on my first live. Okay, that makes sense. My question is, how can I practically execute on the laws of psychological positioning, tension, validation, all that good stuff? So, take it one at a time. Tension. Understand what tension is. Tension is making a woman feel uneasy around you in a good way, of course, right? Manipulate that. Get good at making that happen over and over and over again, and get good at being in that situation without folding, without allowing your emotions to get the better of you, without making decisions from a place of panic, right? So start with that just right there. Like, keep it simple. Tension. How do I make this conversation more tense? Then do that, and then do that again, and do that again, and then do that with the next girl, and the next girl, and the next girl. Then, when you've mastered just getting good at letting that happen, then you can add the next step, compliance. Okay, now that I have tension, let's see if I can get her to do something for me to help her relieve herself of that tension. Because that's what the tension is for, right? The tension is there so you can put her in an uncomfortable enough situation so that she feels like she needs to comply to you to relieve that tension from herself, right? Then you practice that. You practice that with more girls, more girls, more girls. And then from there, you practice rewarding her for that compliance, the validation you expect. Making her feel good for doing something for you. All right, but it's just taking one aspect at a time and just doing that in real life over and 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 over again until you get good. So how do I get rid of my pedestal using tendencies? I will give you the sauce, my friend. What you call yourself? The prey man, the prov man? How you doing, prov? Here's the sauce, and I'm saying this from experience. I'm saying this because it's the best thing that works for men who are raised by single mothers. You have to pimp your mom. I'm not kidding. The first woman you have to learn to be okay with offending is your mother. I bet you've never gone to bed a day in your life without making sure you resolve whatever matter you have with your mom. I want you to let your mom be pissed at you for months at a time and just be okay with it. Offend her, allow her to be pissed, live in your truth. And then live in that tension. That's the hard part. Is going to bed at night knowing, oh, my mom isn't all happy with me. Live in that. Live in that tension, that anxiety of knowing that your mom is not happy with you. And getting used to that. Getting used to that, the fact that you are not pleasing her in the moment. When you get used to that feeling of tension around your mom, no woman on this planet will ever scare you again. I promise. I promise. Front end or cold approach, dark game. Okay, all right. All right, dark game time. Dark game time. You know what? I was gonna scroll all the way down and go see my little Pookie Pooks, Ryu, but I'm running out of time. So dark game time, and then I gotta bounce. All right, y'all ready? We're gonna put everything side by side again, like this. Okay. So I got YouTube here, TikTok here. Y'all say hi to each other. Hi. But yeah, I got both. All right, watch this. Dark game. Ooh, actually, I didn't even pick the one I'm gonna go with first here. I'm gonna go front end. Okay, this one it's a little too tough. I'm gonna go with something lighter. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Highlight that. There we go. All right, dark game time. Ready? I'm gonna go dark game and then we gotta bounce. This is the dark game of today. One of the best openers you can use on a woman. Hold on. Do I want to do that one instead? Because it's in the same boat, but a little more powerful, actually. It's a little more powerful. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I want to do you guys one better. Give me a second. Just one quick second. Okay, we'll use that one. Same boat. Same boat. Here's how it works. We're going to use that one. You guys ready? Now, this one is more powerful, but I will have to warn you. You need a wingman to pull this off with. You need a friend, a wingman. This is very important. You ready? Okay. Read the stuff real quick before I end the live. I don't got the time. It's literally 10 o'clock. I got to go break my fast. My girl's up there with all my food. I gotta, do my thing. But send it to me on IG. We'll go from there. Or meet me in the next live. That'll be tomorrow. But dark game before we go. Ready? You need a friend to pull this off. This is what you got to do. You got to get your friend to approach the girl. Actually, the more friends, the better. But let's say you use one friend. You got to get your friend to approach the girl. Right? Very important. He's going to approach her, and he's going to approach her like a fucking dickhead on purpose. You hear what I'm saying? So he's going to go and demonstrate essentially bad game. He's going to be a creep. He's going to be like, hey, what's going on, honey? How you doing? Let me get a little some from you. Something like that, right? Something very brash and terrible and just essentially bad. If he has a stench of alcohol in his breath, even better, right? Your job is to wait in the background. You might be thinking, oh, I'm just going there to save her. No. Don't even save her. What you want to do is to let him do his thing. He's going to run his terrible game. He's going to bounce and leave, right? He's going to come back and reinitiate with her with more bad game. Now, why is he doing that? He's doing that because he wants to really get her in that emotional state of all the guys here are pieces of shit. All the guys here, and by the way, you should be probably doing this in the venue, but all the guys here are not up to standard, not up to caliber. So, first time, do it. Bad impression. Bad first impression. Second time, it solidifies the idea in her mind. Now, here's what you're going to do next. You're going to wait about 7 to 10 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes. I don't even have the time to explain why 7 to 10 minutes. We just know it like that. 7 to 10 minutes. Then you're going to approach her. And here's what you're going to do when you approach her. Very important. You walk up to her and go, excuse me, miss, I just want to... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were having a bad night. That's my bad. I'll leave you alone if you want. That is exactly what you say. Now, here's why that's genius. You just demonstrated an ability that she wants you to have without even saying much. You demonstrated social calibration. Now, what does every woman wish they had? All right? Essentially, a man that can read their minds. So imagine she just had a terrible experience with a guy. Out of nowhere, she's, elated, maybe coming to the club or the bar, blah, blah. She runs into that guy. Oh, that was rude. That was weird. Runs to him again. Now she's getting scared. She's feeling unsafe. Everything's going wrong. She wants to leave the venue. Then she runs into you and you approach, but you stop your approach halfway to acknowledge the fact that you can notice something other guys are too dumb to notice, which is the fact that she's not having a good time. All of a sudden, you've just stuck out like a sore thumb. Just like that. And then you go, I'm sorry, listen, I didn't mean to bother. I bet I look like every other guy coming up to you tonight. You must have had a terrible night so far. I apologize. Did you need something, or is this your friend? Oh, hi, I'm Jason. Boom, now you're the cool, calm, collected guy. And you will hear her say it, especially if she has friends with her. They'll all be saying it like, oh my God, thank you. You're the first guy that's approached us that's like not weird. Boom, you're in there. Set done. Game and match. Checkmate. Take them all out. Go get them bottles of water in the next venue over there. Isolate your target. Take her home. You're done. You're good. That's the game. Make sure that friend is out of sight, out of mind afterwards, though. This is another important. She doesn't know that's your friend. She doesn't know, right? So make sure you keep it that way. If you can pull this off, pay someone else you don't know to do it, so that then you don't have that problem ever again, right? Because it'd be awkward if, you know, later she becomes serious with you and she runs into dude and she's like, oh, isn't that one? Well, to be honest, that probably won't happen anyway. Women don't remember faces that well. But yeah, in general, that's the game. That's it. That's your sauce right there. Go and do that. Again, you need a friend to pull that off. Is this like a scene in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Will pulled that baddie? Is there a scene like that? Good. That's a good game. But this, again, there's a lot of factors that I don't want you to forget, right? One, the reapproach of the friend. Two, the waiting 7 to 10 minutes. I do not have to explain that right now. But those two factors are more important than you realize. More important than you realize. For the chain and the ebb and flow of the emotional states. Does that make sense? A great dog game. I gotta say, my messages are hella short for real. But it's your call, Pookie. Let me see. Oh, okay. Congratulations, Pookie. All right. You're not quite there yet, but it's fine. I can't say that on TikTok. I can't say all this on TikTok. For those of you that are on my YouTube, oops. You got to stick it in next time, my friend. Don't dilly dally, my boy. No dilly dallying. Come on, I taught you better than that. You feel me? But I'm happy you did that. Well done, well done. I'm proud of you, my friend. I'm proud of you. All right, I gotta go, guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow on the next live. I got a lot of calls and filming to do, but if I have the time, I will pop up for at least an hour because I like to give these longer lives on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. I'm so surprised I haven't gotten kicked off TikTok today. Shout out to TikTok. They out here treating me like a human being for the first time. I'm happy about that. I'm genuinely happy about that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for coming. Go get my free course. Go get the self-belief, my free course, very important course. Go and get, what am I thinking about? The Interview Lite. The Interview Lite is my dating system that tells you everything about how to incorporate a new girl into your life from beginning to end. All right? Very important stuff. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. All that good stuff. Make sure you're actually using the advice I give you now. I don't want to waste your time and money. Please actually let this go into your spirit and absorb it. Allow this game to become a part of you truly. Okay? I love you guys. I love you guys so much. You'll never understand how much. And yeah, I'm about to go eat something for once today. All right, I appreciate you guys. Love you. Do with all this information what you must.